Alright, grinders, it's Friday. Hit that like button. Let's do this.
God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Damn man, I'm all that, yeah I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Grab your controller, it's time to compete. Xbox, take your seat. We're always last in the race, and we will always be beat. Gonna spend more cash, make ourselves complete. Yeah, we need $80 billion, gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out, no holding back. Led by Phill and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more sucking, it's time to show we care. We start by bringing pen and men. Sea of Thieves, hi-fi, rushing round at games. Over to PlayStation and Switch, and we will say that exclusives don't matter anymore. And then when we get started, feel ready for the pitch. Big booty Bobby and Baloo walked out with the bag, and now left with all these IPs. What the hell are we supposed to do? $80 billion, gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out, no holding back. Led by Phill and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more something, it's time to show we care.
One more. It's Friday.
In a world of pixels and dreams, where heroes rise and fight the schemes, you're the console that lights up the screen. With every game a magical routine. Oh, Xbox, you were a monster who had monsters for breakfast. Bringing up sorries and still learning, always last. But you face some challenges, from red rings of death to lack of updates too. Oh, Xbox, it's hard being green, but we are done to you. We stood through thick and lean. Pray for Xbox, sent Digital Foundry to save people you sent to try Xbox with the magnet. How could this be magnet? Xbox, you don't even hype up your games like Hellblade 2. Instead, you have your fans here begging for PlayStation games too. Quality games are always the answer to all your issues, but now you have the fans wondering about your games, leaving us sleeping and crying into tissues. Oh, Xbox, it's hard being green, but we are done to you. We stood through thick and lean. Pray for Xbox, sent Digital Foundry to save people you sent to try Xbox with the magnet. How could this be magnet? You don't even hype up your games like Hellblade 2. You instead, you have your fans against the
What's up, grinders? It's Friday. Grinds Bite in the house. Open up those doors, knocking on in. How's everybody doing out there? Hit that like button, grinders. Oh, still the reverb was on. I was jamming. What's up? How's everybody doing? Yes, those are just some samples of the Gaming Grindhouse tunes on Gaming Grindhouse Records. They have music videos to them as well. Ultimate Grinders gets to listen to them. Grinds Pass, by the way. Shout out to those who have upgraded. And thank you again to all the VIPs here. But yeah, if you want to upgrade, you can listen to more of those songs. More coming way. There'll be another drop later on today. Another new song coming your way. We dropped 2 more this week. But shout out to everybody coming on in. Hit that like button. We got some stuff for you today. I got a video smorgasbord of Phill Ness. This is the week of Phill Ness. Like, my goodness. He did an interview. The world's talking. Everybody's talking about it. I'm still getting over the allergies, but I tell you, this guy, I don't know. And by the way, I just finished work. I'm coming on here to do the show. I'm downloading Stellar Blade. That will be this evening. I'll be playing that later on this evening, so I don't have impressions of Stellar Blade yet because I just finished work. I wanted to get this show out that I promised everybody I was going to do once I felt better to do this one. So shout out, yo, Ron M delivering the 5 VIP members, bringing them in the house. Yo, Ron, he knows what's up, and Ron, you know what happens to Ron, he's gonna get his special shout out here. Thank you again, Mr. Ron M. And I'm gonna give you a little tune just for Ron here. Oh damn, Ron, here's your song for another 5 gifted members.
The ghosts in the garage gaming for being the ultimate chatting grinder. Shout out to you. Thank you to Ron M.
I talked over it. Sorry.
Grinder, the ghosts in the garage gaming for being the ultimate chatting grinder.
Shout out to you. Thanks again, Ron M.
Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah. Yo, it's Stonewall, 1892, member of 18 months. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is quality splits. You got that, dude. It totally is quality splits, man. That game is incredible. I just, what am I, about 15 hours into that game? My Helldivers 2 is like over like 50 something hours. And I've been playing Dragon's Dogma too, man. I saw the update came out today, so I got to do that. Yeah, Ghost in the Garage, man. He was the top super chatter for the month, so he got a little shout out in there. That's right, Buck Roger. So yeah, that was a new thing. I was just letting you know, like, you know, if I have a little ticker of who the highest donations for VIP memberships, and then also for super chats for the last 30 days, and I'll look at it, and then I'll do a shout out tune for them on there. So thank you again. And yeah, I would say, you know, the Rebirth, it's incredible what they've done with that game. It is so compared to what we played in the original Final Fantasy VII to what they've done, it's incredible. For personal 95 hours in. Dude, I've been bouncing around between like freaking 4 games. I've been just and wrestling. I've been doing that too. But man, that road to WrestleMania sucks. Oh my god, I hate that stuff. I'd rather just make characters. I'm gonna have to make characters because I just can't stand doing all those little tasks in Road to WrestleMania. They've made it very difficult sometimes. Even the submissions. When you're in a submission, man, it's like even though you're smashing that button, you still lose. I don't get it. And after doing all those tasks, you gotta do them over again. So I'm not a huge fan, even though I love wrestling games. I don't. That Road to WrestleMania, they added too many tasks to it. Too many. But I'll be playing Stellblade later on, checking out also the Dragon's Dogma 2 update, which by the way, it came out on PC and on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Oh, just a few days for you guys, gotta wait. Man, what's up, Blue Juice Guy? How you doing? Like, what? Like, I don't understand why everything is just so hard. It's hard being green. That's why I had to play a song. It's hard being green. One of the Ultimate Grinders songs. It's just hard being green. Like, I just don't get what is going on with the machine. And again, I said for a product that has it's always last. Like, it's always, yeah, just wait more. Wait some more, even with updates, with games. Just why? But they're the ones that have Phil Ness at the helm, just going blah 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 blah. He's starting to sound like the nanny from the Muppets. Wah 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 wah. Oh no, it wasn't the Muppets. What was it? Charlie Brown. Wasn't it Charlie Brown? Well, you used to hear them. They used to go like wah 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 wah. That's all he sounds like anymore. What are you doing? He thinking right. He thinks he's doing a fantastic. We're just doing everything for gamers, and the players are first, and Xbox gamers are the most important, and we're just doing everything for everybody. And it's just like, dude, look behind you. There's nobody behind you. I told you, it's the streaking. We got to get somebody to do a video. Maybe I'll do one of the segment of Phil and Old School streaking. Everybody's doing. We're all streaking. Look at this huge team, and he looks behind him. There's nobody behind you. There's nobody behind you. It's the teacher. That's what it is. It's the teacher. You enjoy the quality splits video? Yes, thank you. Like those videos. What's up, 3 Mile Island? How you doing? Ultimate Grinder right there. Yeah, shout out to you. Wait, I gotta do my. I need to do the shout outs to all the grinders here. We got our VIPs lining up quality splits. Herman Holtz is spread full here with the VIP lists. We gotta make sure this list is growing. I'm gonna have to add some orange down to the top or something like that somewhere. But I just love this. Is just like classic Grindhouse. I just don't want to move it. I don't want to change it. I gotta keep adding to it. Keep adding. Exactly. Mr. Tennis. All he does is talk with zeros. It's like I said. I said this on Monday. How he just goes around walking around like it's just crazy. He just goes around thinking like he's shopping around with pennies. That is insane. And then there's our platinum and golden grinders. We're going to have to update this for April. So hopefully there's people that have been here over a year will be added to the golden grinders, and those coming to the platinums for over 2 years. Shout out to you guys. And then here's our ultimate grinders right here, adding to the list. I think I have to add 2 more people to the ultimate grinders. They just upgraded this week. So I'll add you guys to the list. Be sure that will be there for Monday. Shout out to you, Ultimate Grinders. Again, if you want to upgrade, if you already have a VIP and you want to upgrade, you'll get all the music with the music videos that I use here on the show, and you get access to that, and you could jam to them anytime you want. So that's what the Ultimate Grinders get you, and then the VIPs, you could upgrade to that as well, to the Ultimate Grinders. And then we'll drop some new songs listen to, but you get access to all the songs that are being used on the Gaming Grindhouse. So shout out to everybody there. Let's get to the Grinds Gaming Bite. Yeah, we got some videos to go over. So the main thing that started up to this whole thing is the Phill Ness interview that started. He did an interview with Polygon during the GDC. And yeah. So this is the article. We're going to go through it. And then we got all the videos. Oh, do I have all the videos of what he's talking about. So I'm sure when he went to Polygon and Polygon went up to Phill and said, "Hey Phill, you have anything to talk about? Phill, let's talk about some things." And Phil's like, "Yes, I have some great things to share to you." Yo, what's up, Jay Gamer? How you doing, man? Phil's like, "Yeah, I got some great news to share to you." Spit, shine, polish. He's like this. He's like, "Yeah, I got some news to share." So Polygon's like, "Hey Phill, well, yeah, I got some news to share." Oh, so you can tell us about what's going on? I know Hellblade's coming out in a couple of months. I know there's 6 Avowed's coming out. I'm sure you want to start talking about some games. Get us excited about the games that you're doing, right? Oh no, let me talk about how the console market's not growing, and let me talk about putting PC stores on my console, and what other bullshit I could think of. Maybe I'll make a different color Xbox. Take some discs out here, and it's always gamers they really want to play somewhere else, but I'm gonna give them. And that's what it was. It was just Phill going, just rammed it. I'm here. It's a business now. It's all this crazy shit. And we're going to go into the article. But it's just like, oh, like your game coming out in a couple of months. Hellblade 2, like, don't you, man, hey, I have no clue. This man, for all these years, does not talk about the games that he's making. He does not get you excited. He doesn't it's all about this pie in the sky future. We're gonna be traveling in flying cars. This amazing 5 years from now, you're gonna be doing this, and the Gen Zs and all that. It's like, why every time we talk to Phill, it is like we're speaking to a fortune teller. Let me tell you all about, look into my ball of magic. Let me stop it. I understand as a business, you got to look forward and stuff like that, but tell us what's going on now. Tell us what's happening now. I want to hear about, in the future and this and 5 years from now. You can't predict the future, man. You can't predict. Nobody predicted Fortnite. Nobody predicted Battle Royales. Nobody predicted Helldivers 2. Look at nobody predicted Polyworld, whatever the hell that was, wiping Pikachu's ass. That game. I don't know what happened in that game. The Jigglypuff wipe his ass and then got to feed him some friggin' radishes and stuff like that, and wiping those Pokeballs' ass. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that game, nobody predicted this stuff. So stop. You couldn't predict the game that comes out next month. You can't even predict the friggin', 5 year, the cloud and infrastructure. Please, dude. Talk about real, tangible stuff that we're going to experience. People go spend money on the console they got right under their box. They don't want to hear about how that's not important. I know, Neil. I'm downloading it. I came right from work, right here, do the show. That's right. Flying Xboxes. Oh, Jesus. We don't want to be flying Xboxes. And here we go. This is what you haven't heard about Pal World. And wiping Jigglypuff's ass so many times can only go so far. That's all you can do. Because it was an indie game that needed, whatever. It was a preview game. Oh, never mind. I played that game a little bit, did a couple of wiping asses, and I was done. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I got arrested, and then they wouldn't arrest me. They were chasing me down for half the game. And then they finally arrested me because there was some glitch. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But let's go. So Phil Spencer wants Epic Games. This is the article. After this guy did the podcast of doom, and he went in there with the podcast of doom, and it was like, hey, we're putting games. This is a pivot. We're doing this. We're doing that. This is a pivot right now. And after he does that, let's follow it up with now Phil Spencer wants Epic Game Store on Xbox consoles. So Phil Spencer, interview at the Game Developers Awards, game development. Let's talk about storefronts. Told Polygon the ways he wants to break down the walled gardens that have limited players to making purchases through the first-party stores tied to each console. Or in layman's terms, why you should be able to buy games from other stores on Xbox, not just the official storefront. He has, I said it before, you might have heard me this week. Phil was drunk. Phil was, they walked into a bar. They were sitting there. Let me see if I have a little ambient music here. I tell you, Friday's going to be wild. Friday's going to be wild. Yes, there it is. Phil was sitting in the bar. Oh, actually, he was sitting in the bar right now, drinking his troubles away. He's like, oh man, they're not gonna like me putting games on other consoles. Sitting in the bar. He's like, man, it's just tough times. It's hard to be green. And, give me another one of those martinis. Dirty. That's the way I like it, Phil Ness. He's sitting there and he's just like 3 martinis in, dirty with the olives. And he's just like, yeah, man. I don't know what to do. Satya's up my ass. Tell me to make money. The Tim Stewart spewing his CFO bullshit about monies and counting things and telling us about we spent too much money. Give me another drink, bar, please. Hand it over here. Now the gamers, I got gamers, diehards. I used to sign them. They got my signature on their ass from FanFest. They're yelling at me on Twitter saying they don't like me anymore. I need another drink, bartender, please. This is not going well. But Phil, I'm okay. I'm not driving anywhere, man. Todd Howard's driving me around. He's my Uber driver. Todd Howard's taking me. Don't worry about it. I can take another drink. And then here comes Polygon. Phil, can we do an interview with you? Oh, man. Sure, whatever. All right, let's do it. Hit the record button. And then the Polygon does the interview with them. He was drinking his sorrows away at the bar. And Polygon says, Phil, talk. And he's like slurring his words. And he's like, yes, our history is when put Steam and Epic Store on an Xbox. I don't know. I need another drink. Oh, jeez. I don't know. You know what? Let's not play with controllers anymore. Let's just look at our TV and hit the button. I don't know. Something. Do something. I don't know. Maybe controllers are not the thing anymore. I don't know. We'll use them. I know we make different colors. Who cares about control? You know what? Who cares? Don't even use a console. Don't even buy our shit. Who cares? Oh my God. Dude was just spewing out just random ass shit. Slurs. Just like, boom. He was, Sadia is like, that's my boy. He's stuttering just like me. Here he is. He's like, I don't know. You know what? Why don't we just make a wireless Xbox? Why don't we make a Xbox that uses batteries? Why not? Let's do some stuff. He wildin'. Phil Spencer was drunk, wildin' in the bar, and Polygon said, let's do an interview. He's like, just leave me in my sorrows here, man. I'm so confused. So in his unclarity, Phil Spencer goes like this. He goes, I could see a future where itch.io and Epic stores exist on Xbox. Yes, said Phil Spencer. Consider our history as the Windows company. Oh, goodness gracious. Do we remember, Grinders, the little clip? Let's go to our little Grindhouse shorts, because Here we go. Seamus, tell them what happens
what did they buy it for? What did they?
Wait, no. Seamus, tell them about
And so if
Here we go. Seamus, why don't you just do a little blurb right here? Please tell them something.
you're running the platform, you have to look at them and say, I am going to make awesome games for you. You are the most important thing in the world to me. And instead what Microsoft said was, thanks guys for getting this brand where it is. Now we're taking over and it's going to be about like streaming football. And people were like, it felt bad. Like, I'm not the most important thing anymore because they are the most important.
So was
thing,
you don't talk about other things? What was the PowerPoint saying? Don't talk about other things but games?
The PowerPoint said,
"You're my number one
talk about
customer."
the fact that this entire business exists to make awesome games, which it did. And anytime we saw internally it not being about that, like somebody, most often Uncle Seamus, threw a fit.
Right.
And there you go. I do my own friggin' drum roll. Yeah, I do. What is it about, Phil? It's about, now they're a Windows company. It's a business. This don't sound like fun stuff. They don't sound, and they never learn, right? They never learn. They never learn on this thing. So it says, nobody would blink twice if I said, hey, you're using a PC. You get to decide the type of experience you have by picking where to buy your games. There's real value in that. Spencer believes console players would benefit from the freedom of that too, and so would console makers like Microsoft. What's up, Andrew Smith? Welcome live. Yes, how you doing? Listen, I talked about this before in the sense, if they put Steam or Epic Store on Xbox, first off, I don't even want to go that deep into this thing, but let's do it for conversation's sake. If you put Epic Store on Xbox, first, number one thing, Epic Store does not have a controller interface. It's a web browser. It's garbage. So Epic is going to have to make it controller friendly, which they have never. They don't have no Epic big picture mode. So if you put that on console, how are you navigating the Epic Store? They're going to have to make it. So, okay, so now it's not just as easy as just putting Epic Store on there. Now, do you make your games play natively on this? That means that all the Epic Store and Steam Store will have to play their games natively on the Xbox Series X and S? What? Who's going to do that? You see the delays. Not all those games are compatible. That's work to do that stuff. Are you just talking about buying games and going to play them on Steam? Or you're talking about accessing those games on the console? Because if you're talking about accessing those games, either you do Steam Link wirelessly and you're streaming it from your PC, or natively, and now they got to build those games for Xbox. And honestly, you see how Starfield runs. You really want all your Steam games to run worse on a Series X? They got 30 frames on a Series X for Starfield right now. You want to take your experience from PC gaming or 60 frames and run it on an X that maybe is not optimized to run such games? That's a tall order. That's a lot of games. That makes no sense. Now, if you just want to put the storefronts on there for people to buy and place somewhere else, then maybe. Because they've done that before with the Windows 10 store, where you could buy Xbox games but don't play them on Windows 10 because they don't have the UWP version or the Windows Store version of it. You could go play it on the console, but you could buy it on Windows. So maybe he's talking about that, just having a storefront on there. But again, what do you have, 25, 30 million consoles out there? The Epic Store and Steam really that hungry for people to buy on another platform? And does Microsoft get a cut of this because they have to host an app or Steam on there? So now they are going to pay to host their store on an Xbox? There's a lot of craziness that goes on there. And in the long run of all this stuff, does this really benefit anybody? What's the point of it? Exactly, Michael. Does this really benefit? Does that make somebody want to buy an Xbox? I'm sure Steam would rather you buy a Steam Deck than go buy an Xbox and access the Steam store on it. Or just go buy a PC. And it's open.
Xbox was an Xbox because it was not Windows. Like, I can't believe that this is the president who was there, the boss that was there, trying, and you know, as much as we talk about Phil Ness and talk about all this stuff, I really think all this stuff that's going on this year, it really seems like it seems like he's really struggling to try to keep the Xbox name somewhat relevant or somewhat related to what's going on, because I really think that Microsoft just wants to just scrap the whole thing and just call it Windows Gaming and just put it as a third-party publisher, Windows Publishing, and just put the games on PlayStation, on Switch, on PCs, on Epic Store, on Steam, on Windows Store. And if they make some native hardware that plugs in as well, or cloud hardware made by Microsoft, like a Surface thing, we'll just do our little one there and just open it up to everybody. And I seriously think that Phil is sitting there just going, Xbox, we built this thing. Like, he's fighting this stuff. I don't know. It's because it seems like he's just begging any which way to keep the Xbox name somewhat relevant in this future. And that's why he says a bunch of times here that it's a business. So this is the other part where he says here, you know, that it's a business. And the things that we're doing now is to keep Xbox relevant, not for the next couple of years, but for the future. And I really think that he's trying to really pivot this thing to just keep that branding. Because I don't think Microsoft understands branding and what Xbox branding is. And they lost it. That's why they're losing so many just diehard fans. Like, they lost the diehards. They've lost their soul in what it means in this Xbox branding. You know? That's the thing. Like, they lost the branding. And that's where Nintendo and Sony established branding in their IP. Microsoft already lost that stuff. And it's because Microsoft has their hands so far in Xbox now that it's no longer the cool brand or the brand of that. And whether you want to say, oh, console, listen, it's branding. Xbox was a brand. It was their gaming brand. And it took them years, because I was there from day one. I remember how people said, and in that Seamus Blackley interview, how people laughed them out when they said Microsoft is making a gaming machine. They laughed at him because you're a PC. What the hell are you talking about making a game? Microsoft's entering. They had to spend years to justify why they existed. And they did that in a culmination to the 360 when they started getting games day and date from other competitors like PlayStation. They had to earn that. They didn't just get games day and date that were like Final Fantasy's day and date or GTA's day and date. They didn't do that. That was the whole 360 era. That was that whole thing. It took them so much time to build up to that level of awareness and market share. And now Microsoft just crumbled it up and threw it out the window. And Phil is trying every which way to, like, when you speak about Xbox, what are you speaking about? xCloud, PC, but Steam is not Xbox. Steam is Windows. Oh, Xbox on PC is the Windows Store. Like, it's so convoluted. And like I was saying, the libraries are all over the place. Your cloud library is different than your Steam, than your Xbox library, and you're different than your Windows Store library. Exactly. Play Beyond. No focus on games. That's what matters. Oh, and I got some Phil Ness here. But here we go. And he's just saying, as a Windows company, they've been branding their fans. He's been branding his fans. As a Windows company, you would know and think twice if you put a storefront on there. Okay, I guess. Does it make sense? Whatever. Helps Steam and Epic Store, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it matters. And storefronts matter too, because if you talk about PC and stuff like that, there's a huge difference between Steam and Epic Store. And people will wait for a game to come into Steam and not buy it on an Epic Store when they can play it on their PC. So storefronts is a whole other issue. But then he goes, Moore's laws slow down. The price of components and consoles aren't coming down as fast as the previous generations. Worse, he explained, the console market isn't growing. Here he goes again. With more gamers moving to PC and handheld options. You look at the year-over-year sales, and they're not growing. They are losing 47% in Europe. They have not have a lead in an NPD, not even with Starfield releasing. You know, the console market is a struggle for you because you abandoned the console market. You told people play where you want, and they did. You know, it's like your significant other giving you a whole pass going, I don't worry about it, go wherever you want to go. And then when you go do it, it's like, but wait, what do you mean? Oh, you're not, what's going on? Like, he told everybody, don't play here. Don't get an Xbox. No console required. Go play where you want to play. I'll make the games better on PC and worse on the console. I'll make the games perform worse on a console, and my game will look better on PC. We're not going to optimize 60 frames on Starfield. We'll just give it to you on PC, and it runs better over there. Good, go. And you keep talking about player choice. They chose. The gamers have chosen, and they didn't choose you. That's it. That's the answer. You made people choose. You decided that it's so funny. It's like Temptation Island. You ever see the show Temptation Island? Oh, we're gonna take you over there, and you're gonna get all these bachelors and bachelorettes and all this stuff, but you got to stay loyal to the person you arrived there with. Hey, Phil Spencer just said, hey, you know what? Ball pass. Xbox gamers, go where you want. I'll put my games over there. Don't worry. You choose. And then he goes, looks, a year later, he goes, oh, damn. Oops. Now,
whatever your name is, get ready for the big
He
surprise.
looks at the papers. He goes, oh, damn. Oh, my. Yeah, that was a bit of a bluff. Like, I didn't really mean, like, leave. Oh, shit. How am I supposed to spin this? Now he's looking at his own console. He's like, oh, damn, I told them to go wherever the hell they want. Now they win. How do I get them back? Well, you're not getting them back, Phil. All right, well, I got to go bring my games over there because they left. How did you think that was going to work out, Phil? Like, it's just like, oh, yeah, yikes. That didn't work.
You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals!
Oops, when I said go everywhere, I meant within our ecosystem. I didn't mean to, oops. I didn't mean to go to Steam. Oops. Yeah. And that's the problem. You said goodbye, go where you want. It's about choice. You made it easy for people to leave and even leave your ecosystem because you didn't bring compelling games and games first that people want to play. Because that's what you needed to do. You needed that anchor. Whether they're second party, third party, first party, I don't care whose party it is. It just better be in your roof. It better be in your house. That's the thing. You made it so easy. You went 2 out of 4 years, you had no friggin' games. You launched a brand new piece of hardware, 2 pieces of hardware, no launch game. Then proceeded, after Halo got delayed a year, we find out like 6 months later it's going to be out a year. Then you slapped out with Forza Horizon and Psychonauts, and you call that a great year, and follow that up with nothing the next year because you delayed another 2 games a whole year. How do you do that? How do you do that? How many on-the-go gamers does he think there are? Yeah, he thinks everybody's on a business trip. I don't know. And handheld options? Phil, let me tell you something. If you think PlayStation is competition, Well, if you're going to go on the handheld thing, Nintendo is about to eat your lunch. Oh, man. Man. You think Sony is challenging you? You think Sony is making it hard for you to be Xbox? You better not crawl up Nintendo's ass, because Nintendo's going to really put you in your spot. So I would stay away. The handheld. Phil, I know. It's so, like, grinders. It frustrates me so much because it's so dumb. Why would you be talking about handhelds and Xbox possible handheld on the cusp of the Switch 2 releasing possibly early next year, later this year? Like, how? And the PS Portal comes out and Steam Deck. How can you talk about
You're my
handhelds
number one customer.
now? You're so late to the party. The ship has left the station. It's halfway to its destination. And you're like, but wait, I might have a handheld too. You're dumb. Like, you should not even. What are you talking about? You're going to have a novel device that maybe you get a bunch of diehards who are still left holding up the candle, holding the line on the Xbox console that may want to get a handheld. You're not going to attract any new people. You're going to do the same exact thing that you've done before, is shift the people away from the platform. Don't buy a console, buy a handheld. You're just taking the same group of people and just herding them over. Just like you said, just like what Sarah Bond said with xCloud. It didn't bring in new people. xCloud did not bring in new people. xCloud was just used to try games out before downloading them. That's what she said under oath. xCloud did not grow the market the way they anticipated it. It didn't bring in a whole new group of people that they thought weren't going to buy consoles. Phil even said it too. They use xCloud to specifically reach mobile gamers. And where's the under oath? And then Phil also said the same thing. It didn't grow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do Sarah Bond because she said it. When is this? Look. They thought that this was going to work. They thought that xCloud was going to bring in that mobile audience. Sarah Bond, xCloud is Game Pass Ultimate's least popular feature. Says service running at a loss. During her cross-examination at today's trial, this is under oath. So this is not I heard what I heard was, what I said was, what I heard was. No, this is her under oath. Bond was asked about Xbox players utilizing cloud games across consoles and mobile devices. Bond explained that users primarily use cloud on console rather than mobile or PC. Just let that settle, Grinders, because if you remember when cloud was proposed, you heard all about this xCloud, the mobile gamers, little Timmy with the phone and the strap-ons on the phone and the Rikishi, all this other bullshit, these strap-on to flip the screens and all this other stuff. Remember, all the mobile, Timmy on the phone, playing Panda Pop is going to drop everything, buy a $70 accessory, strap it onto his phone, and think that he's going to play Gears of War over the cloud. That's what Phil said. To grow the audience. We're going to do better, bigger. Here you go. That was before 2023. That was 2020, not 2019. Look where we are. Quote, Sarah Bond. What we found is it's really being used by players as a feature for the console, because what people can do when you go in and start playing a game, instead of waiting to download it, you could start playing it right away while it's downloading in the background. And actually, the majority of usage of xCloud gaming today, it's just a console feature. The games being streamed are built for console, But so when they thought if xCloud or streaming games was a separate market, Bond called cloud gaming a feature and delivery mechanism used primarily on consoles. Here's the pivot again. They tried this mobile handheld thing with doing xCloud. Guess what, Grinders? It didn't work. And what do we say when Microsoft does something and it doesn't work?
Oh no! We suck again!
It sucked. It didn't work. xCloud not doing it. So, pivot again. Now they want handhelds. That's what they want. Woohoo, handhelds. Quote, the games are being streamed are games built for console, but being streamed to a different device is not always the best player experience.
Philness.
Order in the court. Order in the court. There you go. Grinders, how many times have we said nobody wants to play console games on a cell phone over the internet? Ba-boom. Console games being streamed to a different device is not the best play choice. And what's hilarious, her quote right there, and then tell me about the PlayStation Portal. Their data shows that games built for console streamed to a different device is not the best player experience. All right, so that's Microsoft's answer. If I was Sony going, maybe the Portal is not it. And look at how the Portal's selling. You want to know why? Because it was built to play the games, and the controller, it's the most ergonomic handheld device. It is not a cell phone that you're using to text message and to play and to talk on the phone and to do all the other stuff, and also use the battery and then buy an accessory for that. The Portal is a dedicated device to do one stupid thing and stream your games from the PlayStation. That's it. Which the Portal destroys her assumption that games built for console. No, the way that you were trying to do it was the lazy way. You just like, well, everybody has a phone. Why don't we just turn those phones into Xboxes by making them play Gears with touchscreen and have them buy a $70 accessory, a $100 Rikishi strap-on for their phone that they could carry around and play? Nope. Because the data was they see all these phones already there. Let's just slap our brand onto those phones. That's their strategy. Just slap our name onto something that's already out there so we don't have to do anything else. Lazy bullshit. Where Sony's like, hey, let's take this controller, let's turn it into a portable streaming device and make sure it has all the features of the console, and let's go. And look, they've shown success with it. You know, outside of your house, it's a hit or miss, but it definitely shows that if you do it right and you do it with quality, people and at the right price point, it will work. Their strategy didn't work because streaming from the cloud and having to buy additional accessories for your phone, and it removes the idea of a cell phone being a mobile device. People want to pull it out of their pocket, tap on the screen, play the game. But you wanted them to bring an Xbox controller with them because they're playing console games. And it also shows that the console gamer is not the mobile gamer. They're not the same person. They're not. That's why the mobile gamer was not going to play Gears of War on their phone, because they don't play Gears of War. I don't understand that. Just like a PC gamer has their preferences over console gaming. They're different games for different input devices. I've always said this. The Portal is not bringing in new customers. It's not grabbing little Timmy who plays on his cell phone, buy a PlayStation Portal. No. All it's doing is taking the people who own the PlayStation and giving them an accessory to play it somewhere else and utilize the great games that they're putting on the device and play them somewhere else. Now Microsoft realizes, oops, we got to do that too. And now that's why Phil is talking about handhelds and seeing with the ROG Ally. And then you got the ROG Ally. You got Windows devices. All these things. Twisted Sync with the 5. He goes, he has done so much damage to the brand Now we're seeing more devs skip Xbox and probably will never make a port. And I agree. Because what he did was is that he chased the audience. He gave the audience an out from being part of the Xbox branding. And try to say, well, Xbox is PC, Xbox is the screen, and try to do that fiasco. But nobody believed that, because when they look at console sales, and unfortunately, the industry looks at console sales for Phil. Like, Phil, sorry, you could say it doesn't matter to you all you want, but to other people, developers especially, they care. They care where games are selling. They care what console has the market share, because that's the best opportunity for them to sell their game. So, when you're not selling consoles, you're not very appealing to a developer. But PC's Xbox and every screen is an Xbox. Phil, but what? And like I said this earlier, in order to, what benefit does, when he says that he's going to make everybody be better and all over the place, when he's going to do all this stuff, what do they offer? They have the lowest install base with the console for a developer. You're making a game, lowest install base. They have not a very effective cloud. However, their cloud is behind the Game Pass subscription. Talking about, what are we talking about, Phil? We're talking about, oh yeah, walled gardens. We're breaking down walled gardens. Well, in order for me to get on Game Pass, into cloud, I got to be on Game Pass. That means I have to assume people are subscribing. Now, are those subscribers growing? No. They are only at 34 million after combining Xbox Live. Now, we look at this and go, so wait, your subscriptions are not growing. Your console is the lowest install base. Your PC market is not where people buy their games on PC. They buy them on Steam. So the three things that you're offering to me, and I got to be part of Game Pass, which means, do I have to be there day one? That means I lose control over royalties and all that other stuff, because I got to make a deal with you to offset my costs or whatever deals he does. So you got to be in Game Pass. You'll have the lowest install base. Your Windows 11 store is not where PC gamers buy their games, and your cloud is not growing. Does that sound like a very compelling product to partner with? And that goes right to what Twisted Sync was saying in the super chat. It's not. Game Pass is not growing. Cloud is being used by the same console dudes. The console is selling less and less. How do you sit there and get on your soapbox and talk about your job is to bring more games to everybody for the players, for the players, for the players? You have the worst of everything. And that's not us saying that stuff. You said that all last year. You said you suck. You said that you're fourth or last. You said, let us compete. Right? Satya, you said you were horrible. you said you were the last of everything. Fourth or fifth. We need to do that. You said last year how bad you suck. Shout out to Michael Meridian with the 5 gifted gaming grinders. Welcome Ryan Lands, Ace, Zero Steel, Gamer, Sergeant, Kevin, Logan. How you doing? Yup, there we go.
Yo, to all them, Robert Lawrence and Michael Moradian for being the ultimate gifting. Grinders. Thank you, Ghost in the Garage Gaming, Twisted Sign, and SNK for being the ultimate chatting grinders. Shout out to you from Gaming Grindhouse.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. Keep going with the jams. Thank you again, man. Appreciate it. So continuing down, the walled garden. So, and all that is behind the walled garden. So now it comes down to subsidizing hardware. I will say this may be altruistic, but I don't know.
It's growing in the industry. So I think, what are the barriers? Things that create friction in today's world for creators and players. After what I just said to you, he's calling this walled garden friction. That's right, Twisted. Get in there. Those bills. I got to keep my electricity on to do the show. Twisted saying, I'm looking to you. So the answer, in part, is scrapping exclusivity on more and more Xbox games. Spencer explained that the game experience is hindered when it matters what consoles we play on or shops that sell us games. As an example, he pointed to Sea of Thieves, a player, he explained, shouldn't have to worry about what hardware they or their friends own. They should know if friends have to want to play Sea of Thieves. Now, Phil Spencer says, if I want to go play on a gaming PC, then I feel like I'm more a continuous part of a gaming ecosystem as a whole. As opposed to on console, my gaming is kind of shotted space, to use a gaming term, based on the different closed ecosystems that I have to play across. Grinders, come on. Now we know. There it is. It's right there. He is ending exclusivity because that's what Satya wants. Maybe Phil's fighting against this stuff, but this is the message. Satya said he doesn't want exclusives anymore. He says, but our other companies do it. I don't want exclusives, but look at this. He's calling it friction. He wants his games everywhere. This right here is the voice of a third-party publisher. This is something that EA, even Activision back in the day, Ubisoft, they just want their games everywhere. Don't worry, it's on Xbox, PC, Switch, everywhere. We'll call it a day. I don't know what's so hard, and I don't know what's so difficult, Phil, because just say you're a third-party publisher. It's done. Stop dragging it in the mud and trying to pretend that you still care about Xbox. You don't. It's done. Like Xbox, you could say, just call it the Xbox Publishing. Call it Xbox Publishing and be done with it. Because if you're going around saying things like this, because listen, they are everywhere today. I've always said this. They're on all the PCs, all the phones, all their consoles. Like, they've talked about making more people play games for the last 6 years. Actually, my goodness. Let's go back 5 years on a booty call, and let's hear how Matt Booty talks about it 5 years ago.
Dials in exactly what our fans and what our players are after, which is choice, access to a big library of games, including some of our biggest franchises. We've also been real fortunate. We announced at E3 on Sunday in our briefing that some of our big partners like Ubisoft are bringing The Division into Game Pass. So it's a wonderful lineup of games, and it's really based on access for the players.
So when it comes to software, how do you continue to compete with Sony? I mean, that really is the question, right?
It's a wonderful time in the games industry. I think we're headed into one of the most amazing falls in terms of lineups across all platforms. The technology is mature. We see
he didn't even
teams
talk anything about it. He's not even answering the question.
And I'm just excited about all the innovation going on in
stop
our
shitting up the
studios.
place.
It's about community, about a bigger audience, and games that they might not have known about, trying to play games that they might not have otherwise engaged in. And it's just been, for us, about community, about a bigger audience, and about player choice, a new way to find games.
Sony
5 years ago. Player choice. More game. Look, 5 years ago. Saying the same thing. Player's choice. Players this. Like, they are everywhere right now. So why does Phil get on this soapbox again and talking about, scrapping exclusivity on more Xbox games? Spencer explained that the game experience is hindered, but what matters what consoles we play on. Now it's what consoles we play on. 5 years. You've given players choice for the last 5 years. That's why you put your games on PC. That's why you put your games in Steam. That's why you put your games on Android and put your games streamed on any browser. You've done this for years. So why are you still bringing this up now? Because the pivot in branding. That's what they're doing. They're pivot in branding because they are making this. We're done. We are everywhere. Consoles now are the barrier. And what's hilarious is that Phil goes, the game experience is hindered when it matters what consoles we play on. So he goes like, if I want to play on gaming PC, I feel more continuous part of the gaming ecosystem. As opposed to on console, my gaming is kind of shotted. Well, let me tell you something. If the consoles are not growing and the console industry is flat, the console market is flat, then why are you even investing more into the console industry by putting your games on PlayStation and Nintendo? Like, if a segment of the market is flat and not growing, common sense, why would you hit that like button, grinders? Well, but just about 300 people in the air. Friday, baby. Woo! Holiday weekend. Let's go. If you are saying the console's done, the console's a flat market, there's no growth in consoles, blah, 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 blah. Why are you taking your time to build your games to work on the other consoles if the market is not growing? Why? Everywhere, bro. I know, Weezid, right? Like, isn't that talking at two sides of the mouth? Why would you take time and cost and have your studios make games for other consoles when the console market ain't it? You saying gaming industry is growing with PC and mobile, PCs and handhelds, that's where they're going. Then why are you taking time to put Sea of Thieves on other consoles? Why are you building games to work on a Switch and PlayStation if that's not where the growth is? Man. What's up, SNK? How you doing, man? Like, why would you invest in that? That you just said people are moving to PC and handhelds. Makes no sense. And then he's like, well, let's just put all these storefronts on our console. Whatever. We talked about that already. Again, that is a whole pie in the sky. Never will happen, especially, Steam Deck is available and it makes no sense. But if it does, I guess. But I don't think it sells consoles because Steam could do that. I know we got Mr. Yellow Chair out there going like, he loves it.
Mr. Yellow Chair.
He loves it. Mr. Yellow Chair. He loves this stuff. You know him? He loves this stuff. He's like, yes, he goes, I don't even think I even did his thing. Mr. Yellow Chair. He's like, I want a handheld. I want an Xbox to be Steam on my TV. I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Now look at this, grinders. Because all this talk that Phil Spence just said, he mentioned that whole article where he wants the games to play. Former Xbox and Blizzard employee Mike Yabara, one of the guys they laid off when they purchased Activision, had something to say. Oh, and this is a bass drop. And my goodness, Mike Ybarra, we could see why he won't fit into the Microsoft Xbox culture, because he said the blasphemy. He said the word games. Uh-oh. No wonder he must have walked in there saying, guys, what great games are making? They're like, you're fired. What? Mike Ybarra walked into Xbox. Oh, you purchased us at that meeting. You're like, okay, guys. Mike Ybarra's like, okay, what great games we're gonna... you're fired. Oh, damn. Just make great games. Yeah, he's no better. He's a tool himself. But anyway, him calling them off here, the Trojan horse. That's right, you okay. Believe if you just made great games, the rest of the business and other problems minimized. The man is saying the truth there. Now, yeah, we could say what his track record is. Yeah, he did say the Q word. Oh man, then he really be out there. They wouldn't give him a severance if he said the quality. If he's like, guys, we're gonna make games, they're like, you're fine. He couldn't get the word quality out there. But you know, when you walk in there, Mike Yabara's like, okay, I report the Booty, and then Booty says, oh well, you heard Phil, right? You said,
just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really like.
Oh man,
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true.
Oh man. All focus should not be on an org, not satisfying individuals, but on simply empowering teams to make great games and stay obsessed with players. Mike Yabara and then there. Like, just the first sentence. And I don't know his history, what he did at Blizzard and all the crap, but believe if you make great games, the rest of the business and problems minimize. Like, I believe that. Because that's the one thing that Microsoft cannot hold a hat on. So listen, Sony and Nintendo could burn that, like they could just fall completely off the track. But when all is done, they could go in their back pocket and pull out that ticket of God of War, of Zelda. When they could have their headquarters just completely gutted. Both Nintendo and Sony, they could be gutted. But they could always just say, they could be down to rubble, but they could go into their back pocket and just look and just say, I got the ticket. We got Mario. We got Zelda. We have Last of Us. We have God of War. We have Uncharted. Let's start building again. And you build on great games, great franchises that you've grown and nurtured, great franchises that you showed care. You didn't just dump it out there and say it and piss off the diehards on Halo. Like, you couldn't even hold on to that. And that's why it's branding, it's IP. You gotta, when everything, the chips are down, you could always pull out the thing that people used to know and grab onto that and start rebuilding again. And the unfortunate thing is that Microsoft got so dirty with everything they did, and they put bad auras on their IPs like Crackdown and Halo, even Forza with the latest one. You may like it, but my God, that Forza was not the Forza of old. And now you have nothing to build upon. Even the amount of money it's going to cost right now to try to convince people that Call of Duty is an Xbox brand. How the hell do you do that when that game is everywhere? Are you going to put tons of marketing to say, play it on Xbox, play it on Xbox, play it on Xbox? I don't think so, because the way he's talking about the console where you play the game doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you want to know what? That's fine, but that doesn't convince me to buy into anything with your name on it. Any kind of ecosystem. That's the thing. Like, it makes no sense. Like, why would I, if you don't care about your stuff, then why would a customer care about your stuff? See, and that's where I think I said before, I joked about how his plan backfired in the sense of go play where you want, go choose. I know, Reggie, I gotta play it. I'm downloading it now. Stella Yams. Get that in there. Oh yeah. Like Phil going.
Would you ship that?
And I'm not even talking about just first party. I'm talking about them just bringing exclusives, bringing identity back to their brand, having some of that stuff. And what's funny is that here we go with the Phil Ness. I told you about the videos, grinders. Hit that like button. We're going to go look at the videos. Watch. Oh, is this the one? Wait, let me see which one is the good one that we're going to go visit. Let's go visit this one. Phil Spencer on the beach, one of our favorites.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer!
There he is. Yes! Phil Spencer on the beach. And then also, before we say this, let's get another little clip of Phil Spencer about the walled garden console. Let's hear about it.
Build a great Project Scarlet. I want people to feel like they can have amazing console experiences they've never seen before, and that they've got the best lineup of content and services of any platform out there. And we're totally focused on that. And I know we have other things going with like coming to PC and xCloud, but I'll say that being a leader in console is something that the team is committed to doing. And we're not building this program to try to aim for second place. We were going to build it aiming for first place, and that's what I want to hit.
Oh my! Is that the same person? Is that the same person saying that they're building the console to win? Console. But Phil Spencer saying the console ain't it. If I want to play my gaming PC, then I feel like I'm more of a continuous part of the gaming ecosystem as a whole. As opposed to on console, my game is kind of shotted based on these different closed ecosystems. Excuse me?
A great Project Scarlet. I want people to feel like they can have amazing console experiences they've never seen before.
What?
And that they've got the best lineup of content and services of any platform out there.
What?
And we're totally focused on that. And
really?
I know we have other things going with like coming to PC
and
xCloud.
Yeah.
But I'll say that being a leader in console is something that the team is committed to doing. And that's
really?
we're not building this program to try to aim for second place. We were going to build it aiming for first place.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I want to hit.
One of the other things. Oh my. But you know what? Man, if you thought that was juicy, let's hear about Phil Spencer and exclusivity. Oh man, that beat maybe the waves of the ocean and a little bit of the salt air got him a little Phil Ness, but here we go.
Which to me, actually, in the strategic...
Let's ask Phil. Phil, let's talk about exclusives.
Yes, yeah.
But you haven't said for how long or for how much. I mean, could this change at some
Oh, wait, no, we're talking about Bethesda games. Let's get nice. Let's get into the question. Let's get good. Hit that like button, grinders.
But it is really a team-led thing.
Let's get the question.
Our training.
Come on, Phil.
Setting what
Let's
our
go.
expectation
Everybody, get your
is
popcorn.
and
Get your
following through
popcorn.
on that expectation.
I'll pause for the popcorn. We'll wait in for Phil to get that question. We'll pause for popcorn. Pause for a musical interlude. Here we go. Just some pause. Get your popcorn. Here, wait. She's gonna ask a question. Phil Spencer, here it comes. We'll get a little bit. Here we go.
Now, this deal isn't guaranteed to go through. We know that regulators are looking at it. And what happens if just one big jurisdiction says no, like the UK, for example?
Lady, that's not the question I wanted. No.
One of the major sticking points,
Here it is.
at least in the UK, about this deal is around Activision's Call of Duty franchise. Microsoft has said that it plans to continue making that franchise available on all the different platforms.
Yes, we do. Yep.
But you haven't said for how long or for how much. I mean, could this change at some point? Could a couple years down the road you say it's exclusive to Xbox Game Pass, or it's exclusive for people who want to stream it, but if you want to buy it on a disc, you could play it on, say, PlayStation?
That's not our plan. Our plan is that Call of Duty specifically would be available.
No. I'll follow-up questions to this.
PlayStation's what you're asking about, but when I think about our plans, I'd love to see it on the Switch. I would love to see. I'd love to see the game playable on many different screens.
Call of Duty
but if
now.
we circle back to why this deal is important to us.
No.
When you're,
I want to hear this one.
That will continue.
Well, because now she gives them the humdinger.
Candy Crush, which
about exclusives. Where is it?
Pass.
Here it is. Is this it?
To get management in Xbox.
My goodness.
I
had
always
it queued
in some
up.
form of transition.
Next Elder Scrolls exclusive.
Here it is. My goodness.
And the great.
All right. Calm down. I got a little excited. It's Friday. Everybody's excited. This is it. About exclusivity, Phil. We're not talking Call of Duty, because remember they said earlier in the year, they're talking about just Call of Duty, not anything else. And meanwhile, he's dropping exclusives on PlayStation from him. Let's hear about his exclusivity and hear about how he just said about it. Let's go.
Great work that the teams had done there.
Yeah, Phil, take it away.
Why is Microsoft making future Bethesda games like the next Elder Scrolls exclusive to Game Pass?
One of the reasons people pick different consoles is looking at the exclusive games that are available. If you think about Nintendo, a platform I love. I mean, people think of Zelda, Mario. These are iconic franchises that are available on those platforms. For us, we have franchises like Halo and Forza and things that people love, and Sony has their own set of exclusive franchises. So as we're shipping things, we will definitely have new exclusive franchises coming to Xbox, there's no doubt. I'm just saying the public commitment, similar to when we acquired Minecraft, and you and I have talked about this, we acquired Minecraft, was it 9 years ago now? And Minecraft, when we acquired it, was on, I think, 12 platforms, and now it's on like 22 platforms.
See, you hear, the difference is when he talks about Minecraft, he says, was on already. Call of Duty is on everything else, so you'll be taking away. That don't make any sense. But it's talking about putting your games now on new devices like Sea of Thieves going to PlayStation. That's something that wasn't there. But talk about the exclusivity, Phil, again. Because if I recall, this little interview here, you said console is shotted. Spencer explained the game experience is hindered when it matters what consoles we play on. What? Or shops that sell us games. He says the game experience is hindered. That's what he's saying. It's hindered. And now he's saying that's why people choose us. Choose.
Why is Microsoft making future Bethesda games like the next Elder Scrolls?
That's why they choose us. The game.
One of the reasons people pick different consoles is looking at the exclusive games that are available. If you think about Nintendo, a platform I love. I mean, people think of Zelda, Mario. These are iconic franchises that are available on those platforms. For us, we have franchises like Halo and Forza and things that people love, and Sony has their own set of exclusive franchises. So as we're shipping things, we will definitely have new exclusive franchises coming to Xbox. There's no
It's Friday! Everybody's moving like they just don't care. Shaking it up, breaking it down, we're on fire. Come on and join it, it's a party of desire. Dance to the beat of Phil's dancing, come on, let's go. Feel the music pulsing through your soul. Forget your worries, let the rhythm take control. Get up, get down, it's time to lose control. We made you wait for the games, now your games are gonna PlayStation and Switch. Who cares? I am Phil Spencer, and I am winning awards, bitch. They just together feel the rhythm in the air. Everybody's moving like they just don't care. Shaking it up, breaking it down, we're on fire. Come on and join it, it's a party of desire. Dance to the beat of Phil's dancing, come on, let's go. Feel the music pulsing through your soul. Forget your worries, let the rhythm take control. Get up, get down, it's time to lose control. We made you wait for the games, now your games are gonna PlayStation and Switch. Who cares? I am Phil Spencer, and I am winning awards, bitch.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. He is winning awards, bitch. Hit that like button, grinders. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Mr. Chief is rolling in his grave. My goodness, my goodness. Exclusive. Listen. Exclusive is the reason why you choose the platform. He says it there. How do you come around? This is October 2022. How do you come around now and change your whole scheme and going, walled gardens? Consoles are not doing anything. The whole ecosystem play. Yo. If this ain't another pivot. Yo. My goodness. But wait, like, how? You can tell me if you were, as an ex watching this stuff, you like, this man has going from hot to cold. He's a goddamn Katy Perry song. What the hell? I'm not here to lose. I'm here to win. Consoles are going to win. Xbox, go get it. My goodness gracious. Now it's like, oh, it's a walled garden. We should just put the Epic stores on there and Steam. Well, who cares? Like, let's put our game. And that's where you know. That's where you know. This is it. That's why you hear what happened. That Activision deal. No, I wasn't finished the stream with your phone. We got another video. So that Activision deal changed everything. That deal that they capped for all last year, the legal documents, Phil Spencer in court, they were saying, oh, they're lying. They're just saying it to appease the CMA. Oh, it's all lies. All this other crap that they were saying, like, oh, yeah, it's, nah, Phil, they don't mean that they're in last place. They're real. I'm like, no, man, they're in last place if they're saying it. Oh, no, they're just lying. They're covering that up. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Oh, no. He's just joking. He's just fibbing. They're fibbing to the government? Oh, yeah. No, they're really in first. Like, no, they're not. They are scrambling, and Phil specifically, scrambling to try to keep Xbox there and not lose whatever's left of it. That's what all this is. And this article here, I said before, this is like, yo, it's happening. We're done. It's going everywhere. Get ready because the rest of it is coming. That's what this whole thing is. Because they are everywhere already. The only place they have to go left is the PlayStation and Switch. And guess what, guys? Those consoles are selling. They're selling. Whether you want to say the console market is flat, you want to know why it's flat? Because there were 3 manufacturers and one don't give a shit anymore. And so now, and you got another console in the Switch that's been out for a friggin' decade. And you got the PlayStation 5 holding up the friggin' roof. That's why the console market is flat. The console market is flat. It's because Microsoft don't give a shit anymore. There were 3 people. There are 3 pillars, and the one pillar is not doing their job. Tell me. You have 3 friends holding up a house, and your one friend goes, you know what, guys? I don't care anymore. I'm leaving. What do you mean? Now the other 2 friends got to hold up the rest of it. And the other one's like, yo, man, I've been holding this thing up for 15 years. I'm getting weak in the knees. And then the PlayStation's holding it up going, shit, what am I supposed to do? I can't sell triple and double. What am I supposed to do? One guy just left. He don't care. The other one has been carrying this thing for 15 years. His knees are weak. He's old. And now PlayStation's holding this shit up. No wonder the console market. Tell me again. Let's see how the console market changes. A new pillar is needed. Exactly, bitrate. But it makes sense. Like you can't, the console market. Microsoft is losing 47% year over year. What do you expect the console market to be? Growing? One of the 3 people checked out and didn't give you a reason to buy the box. All right? And get ready when GTA 6 comes out and the Switch 2, and let's see how the consoles go bloop. And that's why I have to say, their timing, like I said before, talking about handheld Xboxes when the Switch 2 is on the horizon, no. And a Steam Deck has been out there, no. Bad timing, Phil, bad timing. On top of that, this is the worst time to de-emphasize your console because GTA 6 comes out next year. And if you spend this entire year continuing to just diminish the console and no reason to get an Xbox, man, when GTA 6 comes out, it is going to be a green friggin' light and the runway for Sony just to go bloop, see you later. And you could have grabbed some of that. Because if you could have just kept your Xbox still around, but man, you are just destroying it. And we're only in March. And you just said, yep, this is the year. Like you're going to miss out on GTA because GTA is going to make all the consoles shoot up. And I just think it's so bad timing again on them. They're just so bad with marketing and timing. Like they think they see the future, but they just see data and they see dumb stuff. It is. They're really, And that's what this is. This article is basically, it's coming. Like, we are coming. We're going to make some iterations of hardware. We're going to have some iterations for those who want it. But our emphasis on, you come here to play our games, that is not going to be the thing anymore. And that's it. But it's just such bad timing. And then, you think when we go back here, let's go back just 9 months ago. 2023. That was October 2022. Now, this is summertime 2023.
Studios.
Yeah.
First, he's talking about Japanese studios. This is, I wanted you to hear this because this is actually when he, why games are skipping Xbox and why they may do that, because you hear about this, and was one point I wanted to emphasize on here as well.
It's work. Like, it is work because we're not the strongest brand in Japan when you think about Sony, Nintendo, Switch, PlayStation, mobile, frankly, and the role that it plays for a lot of the players and creators there. And I remember, like, kind of 5 years ago, it was, when is an Atlas game going to come to Xbox? And so it was awesome to see 3 games.
Let alone Game Pass.
That's right. That's right. Capcom announcing a new IP on the stage, also coming to Game Pass, which is great. And I say all of that, and then I can look at my friends at Square and say, come on. Like, so, I got to get on an airplane again. And for me, it's kind of all about trust and relationship. They have to look at the global market. They have to listen and hear us in terms of what we stand for. We've done that over the years with From and have a great relationship there. We're building relationships with Sega and Atlas and Capcom and Bandai Namco. Like, I love the work that we've done over the years. But it's always work for us in Japan specifically because we are the Xbox team. We're not a platform from Japan, and that's okay. Like, we've got a good team there that's hard at work. Sarah Bond and I are over there quite a bit. I'm just continuing to build the relationships, and I love that you bring up, like, I thought our show represented those creators well, and it was nice, even with the leaks, which those things happen. I don't get all frustrated about those things, but it was nice to see the support that we had in the show. But we do have more work to do, and I hear about it from the fans.
Yeah, when you do talk to these Japanese developers or publishers when they decide not to bring a game to Xbox, what is the thing that they are saying to you that that is the reason why?
Yeah, that's a hard. It's not one thing. Sometimes there's business deals that are done. Sometimes as a team has a focus that they're just, hey, we can only support 2 or 3 platforms, and they're just kind of reduce development risk, because it is real that every platform you add adds more work to the development team. And sometimes it's just a team that doesn't have a lot of connection to Xbox, and they don't necessarily see it in their local game store when they walk in. It's even why our presence on the ground with even if we're not selling as many consoles as the competition, if you go to Yodobashi Camera, like, I want there to be an Xbox section. I want there to be games that are shown, because I also want the teams at kind of the base level to know that Xbox is a game platform and it's something that they see in their day-to-day lives. And I love the progress that we've made, I think, about, like, over the 5 or 6 years there, but there is obviously more work for us to do.
From like the progress.
There you go. Who said it? Oh, man, you crack me up, guys. Don Johnson says, we have more work to do, volume 7484939. Exactly. Who else said it too? Mod Razi. Why can't Phil just say no interview, work to do? Yep. You got it. We got more work to do. There it is. But do you hear, like, just adding another platform is adding more work? So you hear that, like, when you just say add another platform, it's adding more work.
Obviously, it's been really difficult.
But you hear it's difficult that their global market. They look at the global market. And the thing is that this is where it backfired on him. They diminished the need for an Xbox, and people did not buy it. So when developers and publishers look, and they only have a certain budget, a certain things, they cannot put it on there. Like, he needed to. And that's where you look at the strategies of, you have to keep your core install base there and expand from there. You cannot bite off your nose and spite your face, whatever the hell this shit is. You cannot do that. You cannot affect your core Xbox, your quote Tim Dog, like your core people, your gamers that stick around to play quality games. You could go then, and that's why Sony, like, they're not hurting their own core audience while they go put their stuff on PC. Maybe they hurt some of it, but Microsoft was just like, yo, you could drop this box. We made PC easy for you. And you eliminated the need for an Xbox. And now you're looking at it, and you're looking at an install base, and now publishers are looking at it, and you basically you inflicted harm on your own brand, because now your whole cloud, your whole games everywhere, now you realize yourself, you don't need the Xbox to be successful. We just got to put our stuff on where it's successful, and that's on a PlayStation, that's on a Switch, that's on Steam, that's on NVIDIA Cloud. That you got to put it elsewhere, because you destroyed everything that you built because you didn't play it smart. You played it very disruptive, thought that everybody would come streaking with you, and they were not streaking, and it was just you going, put our games everywhere, put them in a subscription service, dollar bill Phil, dollars, dollar, dollar. And you basically and quality went downhill, and dollar bill Phils, and stacking for 3 years, and putting your games everywhere, and making PC the better place to play your games. You completely devolved. And now you're looking back going, oh, nobody wants to put in, Xbox is nothing. The console is dire. And what's sad, and what bothers me about the whole thing, is that they took their games with it. That's what bothers me. I don't care if the Xbox went down, and at least we got some quality stuff in Halo and the franchise that I love, and they kind of stuck around to justify what's going on. But man, they went downhill, and they took their games with it. And that's the travesty of them all. And that's what hurts all of us as consumers and as gamers, that their games did not demonstrate quality when Phil acknowledged quality in 2019, saying when you think about Xbox, you want to think about quality games. We have work to do there. They still haven't done that work. And we got more work to do. Add another number to it. Here we go.
Game sales has been difficult to get a foothold in Japan in a major way, and for the longest time that's always been in the traditional console, physical, kind of hardware space. Japan is perhaps more.
And this is why I think for us one of the keys has been choice. On Xbox, you've got, we even have coming up here 3 consoles now that you could go buy in this generation. You can play on PC, you can play on mobile, you can stream, you can buy the games, you can subscribe through Game Pass to play. And it's because every market feels a little bit different. If you were just focused on what...
See, they gave them choice. They thought that by giving people choice, they were going to attract new customers. And all they did was just dilute. What they did is that they diluted their own customers and did not get enough new customers to offset the dilution of their core customers. And now they're left with a diminishing returns right now. So they exiled their own customers by putting their stuff everywhere, making the bet that by giving people the option to play on cloud, to play on PC, that will grow and offset and add to what they got. Instead, they just lost their core audiences on console, and they never brought in a lot of people on PC and on cloud, and now they're sitting there looking like, yo, this is all we got right now, man. We got to go put it where the gamers are because they're not here anymore. And that's how that whole choice backfired on them. That's from my understanding for what I say. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Where he's saying about xCloud and things is, and the choice was not to choose Xbox because they gave people choice with the bet that they were going to offset. If you remember when he was talking about what was it, the Starfield, and he was like, oh, we could put that on PC and that will offset us not putting it on PlayStation. Like, he banked on the PC crowd to carry Starfield to offset them taking it away from PlayStation. And that's what they did. And now they're sitting here going, guys, we got to put it where people are. And the same thing happened with the Windows Store. They put their games there initially. It was never about Steam. It was about one ecosystem, cross saves and all that other stuff. Windows Store and Xbox, one ecosystem. Then they said nobody was going to the Windows Store, and then they put it on Steam and abandoned UWP. They're in the business of making one game and slap it on all the devices. And what they don't realize is that that one game is going to attract only people that are on certain devices. That game is not going to be ubiquitous. But they look at Minecraft, they look at Fortnite. Those are outliers. Everything can't be a Minecraft. There's not going to be ubiquitous that plays on everything. And you got to do your work to make a game work like that, because you haven't done your job. And that's why they just started buying stuff, because they don't know what the solution is. They don't know what the answer is. Their answer is like they never created a game that became viral. They never created a game that was on everything like a Minecraft. They bought Minecraft when it was on 20 devices. They bought Call of Duty when it is everywhere. They just tweak a couple of things here and there. They never took a game and said, we're going to make this ubiquitously and work everywhere. They never demonstrated that. From all the talk of putting their games everywhere, they never did that. Never did that. Interstitial gifted grind. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Who'd got that? Weezer got the gifted grinder. Welcome, Weezer, and thank you again, Interista. But we're going to keep going.
Called kind of the rich people markets. You would only sell $70 games, and you'd only sell the most expensive piece of hardware that you could. But when we think about 3 billion people playing video games on the planet, every one of those countries is going to be, or even sometimes less, like sub-countries, is going to have its own situation. And it adds complexity for us when we focus on choice for the customer and where our games can show up. But clearly a market like Japan, it could have an impact, but there are so many other markets where it could as well.
I find that when I'm thinking about the way I approach stuff, that niching down is effective in helping me grow. It's counterintuitive. Do you think that the idea of like 3 billion gamers out there, is that a distraction ever, or is it something that
it's a distraction
you guys believe that you can execute on in a focused way?
Yeah, what he says, yeah.
Awesome question. I'd say the thing, and maybe the 3 billion thing is overplayed for us a little bit.
He said it. 3 billion gamers. That's what they want to reach. And now he's saying he believes the 3 billion gamers is overplayed. Oh my goodness. Phil Spencer.
We made you wait for the games. Now you get on a PlayStation and Switch.
Who cares? I am Phil Spencer, and I am winning awards, bitch.
You said 3 billion gamers. You want to grab it. That's when you put the games on PC. Oh my goodness. Yo, what's up, Jemiah? Yes, Mr. Tennis. I do have that link. If the whole thing is overplayed. Dude, this is hit that like button, grinders. Look, I just hit the play button. This man digs his own Phil Ness all over the place. I came up with the Phil Ness 7 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the hell I started this channel. I knew this guy was talking in tongues. 3 billion overplayed. What? You said it.
Think about the way I approach stuff, that niching down is effective in helping me grow. It's counterintuitive. Do you think that the idea of like 3 billion gamers out there, is that a distraction ever, or is it something that you guys believe that you can execute on in a focused way?
Awesome question. I'd say the thing, and maybe the 3 billion thing is overplayed for us a little bit.
Oh.
The thing I really focus on is that I want the industry to grow.
Yeah. Right.
And if
he wants the industry to grow by telling people you don't need an Xbox. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. No console required, but he wants the industry to grow. First, Phil, don't worry about the industry. Worry about Microsoft and Xbox, because you are part of that industry. All right? I don't get it. How do you make the industry grow when you check yourself out of the industry, Phil? When you say no console required, Xbox ain't it. It's a walled garden. You are hurting the industry.
Customer we're trying to find for Xbox.
You're telling people to don't buy a piece of your gaming hardware. Like, I don't understand it. Worry about yourself.
Xbox currently has a competitor's platform, and all we're doing is trying to like bludgeon somebody else's platform share down so that we will grow. I don't think it's that interesting for us. Like the reason at a Microsoft level the gaming industry is interesting is because it is growing. Right? It's, I think,
it is growing.
The most interactive community.
He says it is growing.
Form of entertainment on the planet. And we come to things like fan fests, and we have customers from Australia and Ireland and the Middle East and Africa, and like they're all here in this fan fest, and they're meeting each other. And gaming does that virtually every single night when people are playing. So what we're really focused on is how do we continue to grow this industry. And then yes, from a competitive standpoint, I want to make sure we're getting our share of that growth. But if all we were looking at is who else's customers are in the market and how do we go get their customers, we'd be better just kind of going away and letting the market continue what it is. But the market is growing.
There you go. There you go. Phil just gave his exit strategy. He gave his plan. He told you right there. Like, we should just get out of it.
Fan fests, and we have customers from Australia and Ireland and the Middle East and Africa, and like they're all here in this fan fest, and they're meeting each other. And gaming does that virtually every single night when people are playing. So what we're really focused on is how do we continue to grow this industry. And then yes, from a competitive standpoint, I want to make sure we're getting our share of that growth. But if all we were looking at is who else's customers are in the market and how do we go get their customers, we'd be better just kind of going away and letting the market continue what it is. But the market is growing.
Yeah, I guess I would agree.
Listen, he just said we just get out of it. He says, because he knows that you cannot bludgeon, and he knows that Nintendo and PlayStation and Switch have ingrained so much away and taken away from them, they have no opportunities to take that stuff back. And for the amount of money and investment for them to try to take those customers back like they did with the 360 or get those customers, it's just basically he feels it's just moving around the same hill of beans. He has to go somewhere else. The problem is, if you're going to go somewhere else, you got to go out there with quality. You got to go out there and say, look at this. You need to try this. The problem is he went out there with a bag of pennies. Oh, yeah. Here's a nuded Halo. Free. Here's Crackdown 3. Cloud my ass. Here's some Forza Streets. Here's some Forza Gears Tactics. They went out there with they didn't go out there with their best foot forward. They stumbled. So if you want to try to attract a new audience, first off, that new audience don't play on consoles. So they're not going to want to play console games. And you tried that, and that failed. You tried Gears Pop. You tried Forza Streets. But you could get a piece of that pie too. If somebody just buys a PlayStation, you should not consider them out of your reach. And you don't have to consider them to say, sell your PlayStation and come to me. No, like, I don't understand that logic, because that's what he's talking about. He's like, well, we're just going to bludgeon them and take their customer away. It's like, no, Phil, if you could attract that customer to buy your platform, and then you could introduce compelling games that people stay in your ecosystem and want to play on Xbox and stay, now they become your customer. You didn't have to forcefully take them away. And what's hilarious is that you're sitting here in 2023 saying we don't have to take them away. Meanwhile, he just went in there and said, stop making Redfall for PlayStation. Stop making Redfall for Starfield. You're exclusive. Really? Because that sounds like you're trying to bludgeon your competition to take things away from them. So I think it's pretty hypocritical that you sit here and say, well, I just want to do more for more people outside and not just fight and bludgeon my competition and take their stuff away from them. Meanwhile, you were sitting here taking 2 games away that would have been on PlayStation. You told them to stop making them. So you sounds like you are trying to bring people to your platform. So who are you talking about? This is ridiculous. That he talks out his ass.
Agree with that, and I definitely agree.
Now this guy gives it to him.
But there was also like you have to admit that there's the audience of gaming. They have an investment in an Xbox platform, and sometimes they kind of sit there and they're like, we want to see that kind of like getting down and dirty and really fighting for, you know, the audience, as opposed to like, I guess they find it harder to relate to. We're trying to make the gaming industry grow, as opposed to like we want to see our platform get better.
Even like on a more basic level, it's it feels like the best way. If like the business need is like growing Game Pass, which I don't know if it is for sure, but if it is growing Game Pass, like isn't the most effective way to do that to sell more Xbox consoles? And I guess that's probably your guys' main focus still, right?
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, there's a 2 different points.
Yeah,
so I want to make sure I get both of them.
Sure.
Absolutely, the people who have invested in Xbox, it's our duty to make that pay off, and that's quality games. That's games coming on a regular cadence. Every year, and we didn't do that in 2022, right? And we heard the feedback. 2021 was a good year. 2022 was not a good year. And this year we've had some good releases, and we had Redfall, which was not a good release.
But you said quality
this
games.
Show, I love seeing the reaction, but now we're going to go ship those games. And like then that's really what I think when we deliver.
A statement of polar opposites. Right there is a perfect statement of the state of them. You got to ship quality games, and ends with Redfall is not a good one. Oh, damn. Well, Phil, I guess you're not following what you need to do. Sounds like you're not doing your job. And then Booty had a role, he had to come in there with a little emphasis of shitfinger.
It's our duty to make that pay off.
It's their duty. It's their duty. Trying to hit that like button right now. Hit it.
And that's quality games.
What?
It is like growing Game Pass, which I don't know if it is for sure. But if it is growing Game Pass, like isn't the most effective way to do that to sell more Xbox consoles? And I guess that's probably your guys' main focus.
Selling Xbox consoles does enhance Game Pass. Yeah, it does.
Still, right?
Right.
So I mean, there's a 2 different points. So I want to make sure I get both of them.
Yeah, get both of them.
Absolutely, the people who have invested in Xbox, it's our duty to make that pay off.
Yeah,
and that's quality games. That's games coming on a regular cadence.
What? Booty, what was that? Uh-oh, I smell something. Hold on. There was something. Booty did something. Did I see something, Grinders? I had to go back again. Did I see something?
It's our duty to make that pay off.
Booty shakes, yes.
And that's quality games. That's games coming on a regular...
Whoa, what's this? Enhance, Grindhouse. Enhance. Grindhouse, enhance, Digital Foundry, enhance, Grindhouse, enhance. I can't do it, enhance. Enhance, what is this? What is this? Trash fingers!
Making quality suck, but Phil says it's a go. Game Pass got my back, it's alright to die. Even with trash finger, I'ma touch the sky. Oh yeah, booty bounce, trash finger quality. Ooh, yeah. Game Pass got my back, don't you see? Booty bounce, trash finger quality. Oh yeah, Phil says it's okay.
Whoa. I had to catch that one. Whoa. Trash finger in the house. Whoa, watch it. See, he said, Phil, he's looking at Phil. He's like, Phil, when you raise your hand up like this, I'm going to do my stink finger. All right. All right, Phil. So on cue, when Phil raises his hands, that was Booty. See, Booty's checking to see Phil's gestures. He's like, okay, this is when I do it, Phil. He's like, when I put my hands up to my face, you pull out trash finger. Stink finger, here you go. He goes, okay, all right. He's like, okay, got it. Like, Phil, when is the cue? Phil's like, not now, Booty. But when I put my hand up like this, I want to see trash finger.
Absolutely, the people who have invested in Xbox, it's our duty to make that pay off. And that's quality
his cue.
games.
See, if you look at this, the cue when he says duty, Booty knows that he's on deck. He's like, it's our duty. Booty shake. He's like, yeah, I'm on deck. I'm on deck, Phil. When do I pull out trash finger? When do I pull out trash finger? I can't make a joke without laughing at this shit. It's wild. Welcome, J-Ro VIP Grinder. Oh man, I can't. I can't even. Oh, this shit. Why it makes me laugh? He's like, you hear duty, he's on call. He's on. He's like, oh shit, duty's my knee. Okay, I'm ready. When do I pull out trash finger?
That's games coming on a regular cadence every year, and we didn't do that in 2022.
No.
And we heard the feedback. 2020.
We heard the feedback. Phil Spencer needed to hear feedback that we didn't do that in 2022. We heard the feedback. Shit, don't you see your release schedule? I don't think you need to wait for feedback to realize that you released GOTS. That's my cue, boys. That's his cue. He's like, oh, trash finger has come pulled out. We heard the feedback. Dude needed to hear feedback that 2022 had no games. Are we on the same page here? We heard you were still learning. He needed to hear feedback. Whoa. I thought I released some games in 2022. What do you mean, Pentiment? He's like, no, Phil, that don't count. Oh, okay, I heard the feedback. We didn't release any games. He has to wait for feedback to realize he ain't released shit. You're the one that sees the release schedule. What do you mean you heard the feedback? You should have said, oh shit, they're going to be pissed. That's what you should have said. Oh, wait, no, Leech, he didn't even talk about Redfall yet. He's talking about 2022 sucked ass.
Absolutely, the people who have invested in Xbox,
it's our duty.
It's our duty to make that pay off. And that's quality games.
Nope.
That's games coming on a regular cadence.
Nope.
Every year.
Nope.
And we didn't do that in 2022.
Right. Nope.
And we heard the feedback. 2021 was a good year.
Yeah. 2021 was a good year. Self-proclaimed. Where was the feedback on that one, Phil? You released Halo and Forza because Halo came out a year later with missing features. That was a good year, though. That was the good year. All right. A delayed Halo game that came out in beta and then released. Okay. That was a good year, though. That's what he considers a good year. A delayed Halo game with missing online co-op. He gave us Crackdown 3. What feedback? Dude, I don't know who his advisors are, but they suck. I don't know where he's getting that feedback.
2022 was not a good year.
Not a good year.
And this year, we've had some good releases, and we had Redfall, which was...
We had some good releases. Let's see. He was talking about release, and he's talking about Hi-Fi Rush, which is currently behind the frosted glass as he's doing this interview, talking about it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, SNK, the 2, he goes, Jez, play that sign-up. I'll bend over. Oh, damn. Shout out to SNK. Yes, you got it. You mean this one on Phil Spencer's right here? Let's talk about Phil Spencer. Here it is.
Sign me, please. I will bend over and touch. My knees tell me it's better when we all play and make exclusive games and lie. To my face, thank you, Phil.
There you go. Thank you, SNK. Thank you, man. We got him. Phil's bending overs. Meanwhile, they're taking that one release. He said releases. That's one release. And now he's going to say Redfall wasn't good, but he said it's our duty to make quality games.
Was not a good release.
Oh, no.
So in this regular cadence.
And you imagine being Arcane, sitting there, and Phil Spencer's coming on Giantbomb at night at 2023 and saying your game is sucked. How? That, like, just thinking about that. You imagine the boss coming out there and saying that about your game. They acquired you, and you wanted to cancel Redfall, and Phil says, no, it's good for us. And then you proceed, and then he says, don't make the PlayStation version. You release the game, and now Phil Spencer comes out on Giantbomb public interview YouTube and says, that was not a good game. Man, oh man. Shit writes itself.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit,
You're my number one customer.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Activate.
You imagine that, man. You imagine that shit. You imagine that? You worked on that game. You went in there. They said, don't make the PlayStation 5 version. Phil Spencer says, you said you didn't want to make it. And then Phil comes out there. Oh, man. And he's just like, not a good release.
Quality games, that's games coming on a regular cadence every year. And we didn't do that in 2022. Right. And we heard the feedback. Yeah. 2021 was a good year. 2022 was not a good year.
There's an arcane dev.
And this year we've had some good releases, and we had Redfall, which was not a good release.
Oh man! Yo, he didn't even plug the name of the good release in Hi-Fi Rush, but he plugs the name of the bad game. Oh God!
Sign me, please, I will bend over and touch. Mineys tell me it.
Dude, he specifically calls out Redfall.
To make exclusive games and light. To my face, thank you, Phil.
He's like, we had some good releases, but that Redfall, that was shit. Oh, damn, Phil, you call that shit out. Oh, man. He'd call it out. He'd name drop that one.
And this show, I love seeing the reaction, but now we're going to go ship those games.
Yeah.
And
now we're going to go ship those games. This is Starfield he's talking about.
Like, then that's really what I think when we deliver. In terms of the Game Pass question specifically, I just want to make sure it's not about growing Game Passes. We want to make sure the game industry is growing. And we do think
it's not about growing Game Pass. We want to make sure the game industry is growing. It sounds like a deflection, doesn't it? It sounds like such a deflection. I know, Wild Wolf. We can't make this shit up. Exactly. It sounds like such a deflection. Like, we don't want Game Pass to grow, but we want the game industry to grow. It's like, but Game Pass is yours. The game industry is not you. Like, what do you want? You're part of the gaming industry. So focus on your shit, and that will grow the gaming industry. Like, it's not about growing Game Pass. It's the game. It's such a deflection. It's because they suck again. Exactly. I see all the ones in the chat. They suck again. Exactly.
Oh, no! We suck again!
You suck again. Like, you suck. Like, I don't understand. How do you grow the industry? I care about growing the industry, but not to grow my own game. Game Pass is what you control. Just like I said, the consoles are flat. Well, you're not doing your part. You are minus 47% year over year in the year that you lost the year before. I want the game industry to grow. You're not doing your part. You're not doing your job. So how can you sit here and go, I wanted it to grow, but you just want to grow how? If you're not contributing to that growth. And that's the major point of this whole thing. And even in his quotes, like, he wants to break barriers and grow the industry, but nothing that you are doing is contributing to growing the industry. You're hurting the industry, Phil. You're buying full-ass third-party publishers, maybe taking some of those games only on your platform and just slapping your name on this stuff. Look at what happened in Embracer. I wouldn't be surprised if in another 3 years from now, we see another 2. We already seen it with Toys for Bob going independent. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft starts selling off some of their studios. Ones that are not producing, or ones they just feel that's not going to benefit them. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft starts selling them off. Taking some of those Bethesda studios, start selling them off. Taking some of those, Activision studios. They already did Toys for Bob because they don't want to pay for them. They rather them function as independent. So it's like, well, why did you even buy the friggin' companies then if you're just going to divvy them up? Just look at what happened with 2K. Embracer's like, oh, yeah, we don't want this Gearbox anymore, thanks. And somebody scooped them up. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, exactly, like Embracer did. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they'll do the same thing. In another year or so, the ones that are not producing or making a game that they want, they'll just start selling them off. Initiative, who the hell knows what Initiative is? They just got a coffee machine in their thing. But I wouldn't be surprised at it. I think Embracer is a perfect showing when you buy too much and you don't know what to do with it. You just start selling that shit off. And I predicted this back when they were going to buy Activision. You think they're going to keep all that headcount? If they don't start producing or they don't make anything that's in their wheelhouse that they feel is beneficial, they're going to do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Activision, for their purchase, just turns into the Call of Duty studio, which there's always been. I don't think they're taking risks. Toys for Bob leaving is a perfect example of them not really trying to grow any franchises or anything like that. They're just like, yeah, go independent and we'll make your game. We'll give you some. You can put the game on our platform. But they're not. They could have done so much with Toys for Bob in the sense like gave them their rare IP, give them some games, and let them kind of be like that Gen Z developer. Oh shit! Pause. The Gen Zs, the ones that like the Nintendos. Maybe you could have made Toys for Bob your own little mini Nintendo company to kind of build those Gen Z games. Those platformers and things like that. But no, we're just going to send them out and make them independent. Because the real money to get our money back is Call of Duty. But that's a whole point. But the thing is like, I wouldn't be surprised if they start just selling off some of their studios. Machine Games is doing Indiana Jones, but who knows? Maybe Indiana Jones 2, it doesn't hit Indiana Jones, and maybe they take Machine Games and say, yep, sell them off. We'll keep the IP. See you later, Machine Games. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. They absorbed a lot. But the thing is that if you want the game industry to grow, you got to focus on what you can control. And I say this to people all the time. It's like, if you don't like somebody, if somebody gives you a problem, you can't control their feelings. You can't tell somebody what you want them to feel. The only thing you control is your response and how you feel and what you can do to change that person. You can't force somebody to change to be the way you want them to be. You could only adapt yourself. You could control yourself. You can't control other people. You could influence other people, but that's your control. So if you want to change the gaming industry and grow it, then you should be doing your darndest in making the things that you control the best. Quality games, premium services, great console, great services, all this stuff, and make it the things that you could control. You can't control the gaming industry. You could only control what you can do with Microsoft and your part of the gaming industry. So for you to say, well, it's not about growing Game Pass, it's growing the gaming industry, you're not. Game Pass is part of the gaming industry. You grow Game Pass, you grow the industry. You can't just diminish console, diminish Game Pass and be like, I want the industry to grow. It's like you're checking out of the industry. And like you said, if it's not growing, then leave. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. If you have nothing great to contribute to the growth of this gaming industry, then get out of here. And you could say Sony is, I got pissed off about VR too and what Sony did, but at least they're trying and they're doing something to try to bring in more audiences. Even with the Portal, I called it the Q-tip. At least there was a chance. At least they're behind it and doing something with it. And shit may fail. Shit may fail, but you want to know what? It's attempts to grow the audience, and they're doing their part. That's right, Michael Meridian. You did your part. Helldivers too. Do your part. He's not doing his part. He's doing everything to be disruptive, and he's hurting his own brand that he's not growing anything. You're hurting the console market because you're not making people want to buy the console. You're hurting it. You're making it flatline because you want one of the three and you just checked out. And now he says it again. It's the silliest thing. Game Pass is in your control. The gaming industry is not. You are part of it.
The reaction, but now we're going to go ship those games.
Yeah.
And then that's really what
Let's say it
think
again.
when we deliver.
Here's my
In
soapbox.
terms of the Game Pass question specifically, I just want to make sure it's not about growing Game Passes. We want to make sure the game industry is growing. And we do think that helps the players on our platform. It's probably a longer discussion. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
But
really?
on why that is. In terms of Game Pass specifically, Game Pass is kind of a means to an end, which is we just want
means to an end. Where are my Holy Spirits? Grinders, put the Holy Spirits in the chat.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy
Game
Spirit,
Pass
activate.
is a
Holy
means
Spirit, activate.
to an
Holy
end.
Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
This man.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer, baby, let's go!
Holy spirits. Maniola's doing his part.
A video game is something that keeps some people from playing, like the upfront cost, even from trying new things. And this year we've had some good releases, and we had Redfall, which was not
I want to hear the means to an end.
Just we just want more people to be able. That helps the players on our platform. It's probably a longer discussion. Happy to do it, but on why that is. In terms of Game Pass specifically, Game Pass is kind of a means to an end, which is we just want more people to be able to play more games. And the cost of a video game is something that keeps some people from playing, like the upfront cost, even from.
Uh-oh, Phil Spencer face. There it is, grinders. Enhance. 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 I need a Phil Spencer face. There's a new one. I tell you, I pause. This guy gives me all the faces. Oh, man. We'll clip. We're getting you, Phil. We got you. We got you, Phil. Make sure we get that nice face for another thumbnail for another day. Make sure we get that Phil Ness capture. Goodness gracious. Oh, goodness.
Trying new things. So we think a kind of zero marginal cost way of somebody clicking on an icon and downloading a game is an awesome way for people to try games they might never have played before. Most of the people most of our use of cloud.
So what about game sales, Phil? My goodness. How about a game going on sale? My goodness.
Is actually people playing on console who are playing the game before they actually download it, right? And we think that's an awesome choice. In terms of growing Game Pass, specifically
demos.
to your point. Sorry, I'm just kind of
I don't understand. Fair enough.
Most of the growth in Game Pass right now is on PC.
Yeah.
And it's just because there are hundreds of millions of PC players, and Game Pass we started there later, and we have work to do to become more native on PC and support the platform completely, and most of our growth right now comes from PC. And I think to your
he just said he just gave the answer to why Game Pass is growing on PC. They came late to PC. It's pre-installed on all your PCs, and it offers you free Game Pass when you buy a computer. So tell me how that's not going to give you growth just by PC purchases. Are they using it? I don't know. But he just gave his excuses of why it's growing on PC. It's not natural growth. It's just like, oh yeah, well, we came later. And guess what? PC Game Pass is the best one. $10 a month. It's the best Game Pass because you don't need to pay for Ultimate to get Xbox Live or Core Xbox online. It's free and it's $10 a game, and it's a bunch of different games that are on console. $10 a month. And it gives you for free. But he gives you the answers why it's growing on PC. It's not because there's great games in there.
Completely, and most of our growth right now comes from PC. And I think to your point of the easiest place for us to grow is actually on PC.
It is, okay.
Now, because you don't have to sell a piece of hardware. Right. So if you look on
this.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
True Verno says, leave Phil alone. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's trying his best. He's always learning, True. He's always learning. Leave him alone. Listen, you just hear what he said? Game Pass is growing on PC because you don't have to sell them a piece of hardware. What? What? You got to sell them a more expensive piece of hardware. What are you talking about?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
we don't care.
Oh my God. No, buying a whole ass PC is not a barrier to entry to Game Pass on PC.
Completely, and most of our growth right now comes
from
PC. And I think to your point of the easiest place for us to grow is actually on PC.
It is, okay.
Now, because you don't have to sell a piece of hardware. Right. So if you look on Xbox.
They're like, right, Phil. Like, yeah, growth on PC, right. You don't need to sell them a hardware. Oh, shit. No, instead, the person bought a PC to do their taxes, and Phil Spencer's like, oh, there's a gamer right there. Here we go. Give him some Game Pass. Oh, my God. You're right. Hit the music, man. Oh, goodness gracious. He's trying. He's trying. He's trying. This guy, Booty's just sitting there soaking up all the shit. He's just like... Oh, my God. It's easy. Well, you don't have to sell them a hardware. And they're like, yeah, right, Phil. Like, yeah, Grub is like, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. Like Phil's like, yeah, go along with me on this.
Okay. Now, well, because you don't have to sell them a piece of hardware. Right. So if you look on Xbox,
I think this guy did a double blink. He's like, "Excuse me, what?" He did one.
And most of our
look
growth
at the guy
right
on the
now
left
comes from PC. And I think to your point of the easiest place for us to grow is actually on PC.
It is. Okay.
Now, well, because you don't have to sell them a piece of hardware. Right. So if you look on Xbox, you say a lot of the players who own an Xbox are already in Game Pass, which is awesome. Yeah. Like we love that. And on PC, you've got kind of fresh blue ocean there where you can go and surf away and find new customers for those that want them. Right. Want to try it. So
for those who want it, you know, like, wow, Phil, what a compelling argument. I can't wait to sign up for that. You're like, yeah, for those who want it. Like, it's dude, what about the games, bitch? What about the games in there? You should want to play. Because he puts the games on Steam anyway, and that's where they buy them. Does Starfield do crazy in the Windows 11 store? Fresh blue ocean. Fresh shit ocean. My God. Did Starfield do incredible on the Windows 10 store, Windows 11 store? Did it? It bought it from Steam.
That's kind of, I don't know if I answered anything.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
That's why, like, we
Oh, here goes Booty. Booty's allowed to talk.
You invest in Flight Sim. That's why things like Age of Empires are so important to us. Why every one of our games ships day one on PC, right? Which is something we do that not everybody does, right? So
day one on PC, and this will be, like, I don't know, people love this statement. Like, we don't look at the PC audience as a...
I found it. Hey, look at that. Just listen to it. Here we go. Grind this. Oh, man. This keeps on giving. Listen. Booty name drops Flight Sim and the dungeons or whatever the hell it is. Phil Spencer says here, hit the like button, Grinder, because we're gonna get the final call of Phil Spencer here. He says here that they value PC as a platform, not as a window like other people do, like pull a window. So he's alluding to day one, they treat it like a platform, an equal. Whereas he alludes to Sony just kind of using it as a window to PlayStation. And he says it's a platform. But what's hilarious is that in the same, another bipolar statement, he's going to say, we value PC as a platform. You see Slight Tracer Ringo? We see PC as a platform. We believe in it. But then he goes, again, we got work to do there because the app is not good. So it's like this is yet again another instance of the right hand doesn't talk to the left hand. They do not, like, how can you commit and say we believe in this and then the actual implementation sucks? It doesn't jive. If you believe in it so much, then you should make it your priority. Just like he said, our quality, a bar, it's our duty to make quality games. Redfall wasn't a good release. Sounds like somebody's not doing their duty. Now he's going to say a PC is a platform. It's important to us day one, but we got work to do because the app and implementation is not that great. Yet again, another bipolar statement by him just saying we believe, but we don't do. We talk, but we don't act. Here he goes again. Off both ends. Here it is. And I'm not saying bipolar in the sense. They're just polar opposites of what he's saying in the same statement. Watch.
Which is something we do that not everybody does, right? So
day one on PC.
Here we go.
And this will be, like, I don't know, people love this statement. Like, we don't look at the PC audience as a window, right? It's a market. It's a market that we believe deserves our games day one.
It deserves.
And that's where we're going to ship our games. It's not about, like, later on I'm going to sell you those games so that something else happens. Yeah. Like, we see the PC market. We can do a better job with the Xbox app and the work that we have. But our games library and even our investments and things like Bethesda was because of their PC heritage and what they can mean.
What do you say about that Xbox app?
Right. It's a day one on PC, and this will be
more double speak. That's right. That's the double speak. Well, he says that Xbox app. Well, listen to what he says under his breath about the Xbox app, because he makes this commitment like they deserve our games. They deserve it. We don't look as a window and ship it later. Like, and he's referring to Sony, where they treat it as a window. Maybe you might invite and buy their console or buy the sequel to their game. Now, listen to what he says about his Xbox app.
I don't know if people love this statement. Like, we don't look at the PC audience as a window.
Nope.
Right? It's a market. It's a market that we believe deserves our games day one. And that's where we're going to ship our games. It's not about, like, later on I'm going to sell you those games so that something else happens. Yeah. Like, we see the PC market. We can do a better job with the Xbox app and the work that we have. But our games library...
There you go. We got to do a better job with our Xbox app and the work that we have. There you go. So how do you say that they deserve that this is we believe? Look at his hand statements. We believe. The PC's a platform. It's this. It's not a window. We deserve our games. And he has all these things. And he's like, and the Xbox app, which we got work to do on that. The Xbox app is the core of this whole PC implementation. The Xbox app is the implementation of the whole PC venture from Windows and Microsoft, like, and their games. The Xbox app. How can that be the lacking piece in this whole conversation? That should be the strongest part. If you're doing all your hand motions and you believe. Come on. What are you doing?
Which is something we do that not everybody does.
Close your track.
I don't know if I answered anything.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, like, we continue to invest in Flight Sim. That's
this is like he's the man. We believe, and then goes and the Xbox app.
Right, which is
we got to work on.
We do that not everybody does, right? So
day one on PC. This will be I don't know if people love this statement. Like, we don't look at the PC audience as a window, right? It's a market. It's a market that we believe deserves our games day one. And that's where we're going to ship our games. It's not about, like, later on I'm going to sell you those games so that something else happens. Like, we see the PC market. We can do a better job with the Xbox app and the work that we have. But our games library and even our investments and things like that.
But our games library. You see right there. The Xbox app isn't the thing. And the same thing goes to his complaints about the portable device, having his saves transfer and all this other stuff and Windows. He just wants an interface like the Xbox interface on his portable Legion Go, which that would be great. But it's all stuff that he can control. And if he believes in all this stuff, then where is the action? Where is the implementation? It's all just hyperbole. It's all just talk and no action. And that's why all these years, nothing that they've said or promised and got the Twitter all riled up about never came to fruition and was always this. It was always just, oops, pivot again. No, this is a better deal. This is a cool idea. This is going to be better. Fix it. And this is where we are now. Like, and I'll say, Jim Ryan leaving. I heard that, a lot of people have been tweeting that he is, he said goodbye on the PlayStation podcast. His words.
Enough from me. We're going to have the games do our talking.
The games do the talking. Not Phil. Games do the talking. Phil does the walking. Please. Talk with the games. That is the point of this whole thing. And that's the thing that would get all of us to just say, buy the games, let's play them, let's talk about them. Instead, this stuff runs around the internet. He said he wants Steam and Epic. That's what I meant. Like, this Steam and Epic store, people like sitting there getting excited about it. It's like, come on. Come on. Black Nuts is the winning market. That's right. Yeah, that's the missing piece. And that's what I said on Monday, where he's like, I told our hardware, go build a device to bring in more people. The games bring in more people, Phil. The games, dude. The games bring in more people. The games bring in more people. And you see, I know, hey, shout out to Timus the Tennis. He put this up here. Game Pass woes for indie developers. Yeah, Epic funding reporting drying up. They're done. He just said Game Pass, they bought so many publishers. They bought so much stuff. Like, they really don't need the indie push anymore. They're gonna start putting their own trash, like their own stuff in there, basically. But they're losing every which way. They said that you heard the same over and over. This is all coming out of GDC. And again, a lot of this stuff that we talked about, this interview, this Game Pass stuff, the thing about the third party publisher not wanting to support Xbox, or why do we even bother? Listen, this is the stuff coming out when developers come together. There was a conference of developers, the people that build the games for these platforms. The future of our games come from these game developing. When you come out of a conference, this is the stuff that's coming out of the conference. Why did we support Xbox last year from a publisher? The Game Pass is drying up. Coming out of, he said he heard the same thing. He says, speaking in an interview at GDC, co-founder of Slay the Spire said he's heard the same thing. I talked to at least 5 small teams, like 35 members and under, during GDC, and they're like, cuts, funding canceled, talks were going on for a year, canceled. It sounds like shit. We're definitely very privileged to be able to self-fund, otherwise we'll be very scared right now. Then they said Darkest Dungeon pointed out that Microsoft deals for putting a game on Game Pass have come down in scope. And it's similar story with Epic and Epic Game Store. Yeah. Free stuff ain't it anymore. People don't want to give out their stuff for free anymore. Previously, these deals allowed some teams to break even on their games, offered a lot of security when sales were lower than expected. Now, this is becoming less and less reliable safety net as the purse strings are tightening. So they're not willing to take risks anymore to put your game in a service if it's not going to first grow the service so that make their money back. And also, they're going to charge you more money. So if it doesn't do well in their service and they don't get the increase, then they're making sure that they get the money from somewhere and it's coming from you. So if you want to put your game in Game Pass, I'm not giving out the hand-me-outs anymore because my subscribers are not growing anymore. So if my subscribers don't grow, then I'm taking more money from you because I got to put this in here. This is all, and this is going to discourage people from putting stuff in Game Pass. And also, too, I think Microsoft has so many studios right now, like they really don't need to spend extra money to get somebody's game in Game Pass. They got enough developers now. They just got to put out those quality games that Phil's been talking about for over a decade right now. Where are these quality games? Games that mean something. Games that don't need excuse. But looking at Game Pass, it's always pushed for day one releases. Microsoft's bottomless coffers have bankrolled countless small titles to ensure they're part of the package. However, subscriber numbers plateaued and growth slows. We're not surprised Phil is having to be a little more conservative. They spent so much money. All these people saying Microsoft had infinite pockets. The same clowns sitting there. Microsoft could spend all this money in the world. They could do it all. And now they're coming to pay the piper. Now they looked at their bottom line and they're like, yo, we spent so much money and we're not growing. Do something about it. And now that's why we're in the state of it is. That's why Phil's like, consoles are barriers now. Put our games on other platforms. Market Sea of Thieves to sell on PlayStation. This is all the stuff they're trying to do to make back the money that they lost. So the infinite pockets of Microsoft was a lie. It was an influencer coping. It was an influencer get me excited. It was a waste of time. Because they don't have, and we said it, they don't have bottomless pockets. Like when, and I always said, when, grinders, if you hit that like button, how many times I said, what is Satya's number? I've always said it. What is Satya's number where he's like, he just comes in there, he goes to Phil's desk, and Satya just goes, you know what, Phil?
Stop. Enough.
You don't sound like that, but that's what he's going to say.
Stop. Enough.
Like, enough. What is Satya's number? I've always said it because they can't keep doing this and thinking and without year over year not selling consoles, not doing this, not how, and that's why I emphasize it so much, because when I was saying this, it was all just, oh, that's doom and gloom, doom and gloom. No, it's reality. And what's crazy is that we wouldn't be talking about this if they were just bringing out games that we're excited about or talking about the great games and seeing what's excited about there. Like, just look at the roll-up for Stellar Blade. Like, look, even though it's not a first-party game, look at the care and how it's getting people excited to play. And even they did with Helldivers, and they did the state of play for Final Fantasy. Where the hell is the state of play for Hellblade 2? Where is it? Where's the state of play for Hellblade 2? Where is it? Where is the stuff? No, True Virgil, I agree. Where the hell is Sony's first party? But you want to know what? If we were just waiting for Sony's first party and not getting anything else, it would be a bigger problem than what it is. And considering that they actually put out some first party stuff with Spider-Man, and yeah, that's all they had, but where is that first party? I agree. I want to see it. I want to see what's first party. And you want to know what, True Virgil? After we see for Sony's first party, you're going to put your head down and put it in the dirt. That's all I'm going to say. Because all these people asking for Sony's first party games, trying to use it as a way that there's issues with Sony, let me tell you something. I am sure that when Sony shows what they're going to show, everybody's going to take that a lot back. They're going to be like, oh, shit, we shouldn't ask for this because guess what? It's coming. It's Wolverine. It's going to be Corey Balrog's next game. It's going to be what they're doing. And it's going to be like, oh, shit. Just like if you don't learn your lesson from the past, Sony's showcase. Where's the PS5? The PS5 is delayed. Remember all this? The Xbox is ahead of PlayStation. Sony doesn't even have the PS5. And guess what? They dropped that PS5 showcase and they showed all these launch games. They showed Demon's Souls. They announced Spider-Man 2. Then they had God of War. And then they had Horizon. And everybody's like, oh, shit. Why did we even open up our mouths? Because I want to see it to excite me. But I'm not using it as like, oh, Sony's in trouble too, dude. No, they're not. And if they're able to make partnerships and get those second-party games and get those exclusive games, that's a reason to get a PlayStation. That's a reason to play on PlayStation. And there you go. And they're doing it. The demo's out today for another one. Considering that Microsoft's supposed to dominate this year, they've been quiet ever since they had the dopey doing cartwheels in the hallway in slow motion. And it's ever since that show, it's been Phil Spencer telling about how games don't matter and consoles are shit. They're walled gardens. Come on. A better deflection would be like, yo, here's some Hellblade 2 gameplay. That would be a better deflection, Phil, than you going on this whole tirade. But I'm telling you, that interview that he did on Polygon, dude, that interview that he did, and I'm sure there's some gems in this video that we'll continue with.
It's like Bethesda.
Nah, Phil. But this interview that he did, this was damage control and preparation for what's coming. There are more games coming. Because he wouldn't be talking like this if he had a bunch of exclusives under his belt. He would be hyping up the exclusives and why to become Xbox. He's not doing that. He's just going like, yo, I want everything everywhere. It's over. It's a business. It's a business. Like, I don't get joy in making this business run. He's talking exactly like a Satya and like a Tim Stewart. That's how he's talking in here. It's a business. I got to make sure that the Xbox is around for the next decade. And in order for that to sustain, he has to go with the boss. He has to walk the Microsoft line. Satya went into Phil's office and told him to hold the line. He's like, Phil, you hold my line. That's what he said. He went in there. He's like, you hold this line. And that's why he's talking like this now. Oh, put them CFDs, the frosted glass. Make them work on more. And more's coming. More is coming. I'm telling you. More is coming. Shout out Zuby, man. Shout out Zuby. Yep. More is on their way. And that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing. Because the business now is taking over. They're like, here's Phil, $80 billion. Thank you for your help. Microsoft, we got it from here. Just like what Seamus Blackley said. But there's nobody to keep them in check anymore because Phil spent all the money. He owes Satya now because he spent the money. And now it's about making that money back. But, to close out today's show for the weekend, let's get a goodbye to Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan. We had some fun with Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan here. It's his last day of work today. He is retiring. Now we got Tokokiness coming in. More goddamn bullshit with Tokokiness coming in. But, Jim Ryan, we have a little message for his ass, for Jim Gordon Ramsay. Farewell, Jim. One of the songs for Grind's Pass, or the Ultimate Grinder tier, upgrade, please, if you would like to listen to all the unreleased songs. And we'll have a new release for you. We'll hear some preview songs during the show. But if you want access to all these songs and more, and as they come out day one, upgrade to Ultimate Grinder, or AKA Grinds Pass. There we go. We got some Grinds Pass over there. This is one of the songs that we'll hear from Grinds Pass, but this is for Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan. He's retiring from the retirement home. He's sitting there eating his Jell-O and can't wait for pudding night tonight. It's chocolate pudding night, he said. And Jim Ryan, here's a little song for you, Gymnast.
He's got the fire, but he keeps it low-key. It looks like Ramsey, but no time for TV. Silent presence, but a force to be reckoned. Leaving now, there's no need to beckon. Watch out for the phantom on the scene. He's got his cookies and he's handing them out with glee. Jim Ryan's out, but his legacy still shines bright. Leaving, but we'll remember him tonight. On the crystal clear blue waters, under the summer sun, Jim Ryan on Herman's yacht, sailing, having the most fun. Herman Hall's bouncing, his gold chains gleaming bright. With every wave, he's saying his final goodbye. Herman Hall's the captain of style, with his gold chains and chest hair making us smile as he sails away on his final cruise. We'll remember him fondly, always in our heart. Jim Ryan and Herman together they sail in a world full of memories that never will fade. The last voyage of Herman Hall's forever in our minds as he sets sail to new adventures, leaving us behind. Got a fire, but he keeps it low-key. It looks like Ramsey, but no time for TV. Silent presence, but a force to be reckoned. Leaving now, there's no need to beckon. Watch out for the phantom on the scene. He's got his cookies and he's handing them out with glee. Jim Ryan's out, but his legacy still shines bright. He's leaving, but we'll remember him tonight. Jim Ryan bouncing with Herman on his yacht. Herman Hall sent off his goodbye with his gold chains and chest hair.
And there you go. And there it is. Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan leaving out where he says, what did he say?
Just for
Oh, not you, Phil.
enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
There it is. Handing out the cookies. Well, everybody, grinders, hit that like button. Again, those are the songs of the Gaming Grindhouse Ultimate Tier for you up there, and plenty more. I have another one releasing later this evening. Let me see. I made that one. Which one's that called? That one releasing will be there it is. The Xbox Coffee Shop. Oh, man. And also, too, for the Ultimate Grinders, what I want to do is I'm going to take some of these songs and I'm going to put them in an album, like put them in a one long video so you could like jam to them. Or if you want to just listen to them all in a line, too, I'm going to do that, too. Ultimate Grinders, Grinds Pass, Music Pass, whatever it is. Get those songs in there. But yeah, the Xbox Coffee Shop will be releasing later on today. And with that, let's just do I do like a couple of songs will end out here. So hit that like button, grinders, and share it out, and have a great holiday weekend. More content coming your way. Probably do some streams. I'm going to play some Stellar Blade later on, and also I'm going to probably do some streams. Maybe we'll do some Helldivers again on the holiday weekend. But I'm off some of the days next week, so expect some stuff next week as well. But keep it locked to your Gaming Grinders. And, since this was a Phil Ness themes show, I think we should definitely play our $80 billion and buy a PS5. So tune in right now and enjoy the credits as they roll.
Grab your control.
Hit it, Josh Groban.
It's time to compete. Xbox, take your seat. We're always last in the race, and we will always be beat. Gonna spend more cash, make ourselves complete. Yeah.
Hit it.
We need $80 billion. Gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out. No holding back. Led by Phil and Bully, we'll bring the game. Start by bringing pen and men. Sea of Thieves, hi-fi, rushing round at games. Over to PlayStation and Switch, and we will say that exclusives don't matter anymore. And then when we get Starfield ready for the pitch, Big Booty Bobby and Lou walked out with the bag, and now left with all these IPs. What the hell are we supposed to do? $3 billion, gotta make a splash. To be relevant,
what podcast has end credits and music, baby?
Led by Phil and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more something, it's time to show you care.
And a fan favorite right here. Here we go. Oh, man. Here it is. Now, quality games, Phil, right? Quality splits.
I'm the boss, I call the shots. Herman Holtz, I'm here to rock. Oh yeah. Got pop top buttons undone, chest hair and gold chains. I'm second to none. Oh. I mean quality in a Van Damme split. No car wheels in my hall, don't you forget it. Drop kicking anyone who dares to defy quality video games. Yeah, I mean quality in a Van Damme split. No car wheels in my hall, don't you forget it. Drop kicking anyone who dares to defy quality video games, that's my battle cry. Herman wakes up in the morning, eating dozen raw eggs to start his day. Got a deadline coming next, quality way. Herman Holtz on the back, he's pushing them today. Ain't no coffee for you, get that work done instead. I won't let him break, I won't let him break. He won't back down, I'll flip those tables over and won't wear that frown. In the studio, we fight for the quality and the gamers. No punch, that's Phil Spencer Studios. Here's all about the gamers.
Quality, baby. Let's do it.
I mean quality in a Van Damme split. No car wheels in my hall, don't you forget it. Drop kicking anyone who dares to defy quality video games. Quality video games.
And our grand finale. Grinders, hit that like button, share it out. All this waiting for quality games? Come on now. Just go buy a PS5.
How could this be? PlayStation Lockdown Final Fantasy.
Go play your Final Fantasy, baby.
Shout out and proud. They got the most important cloud. Yeah. Just buy a PS5 and you will see the level of quality. It's a game changer. Graphics to the gameplay. It's a whole new world, can't you say? They got barracks, and it's cloud and Tifa. And days how they gonna beat ya. Now you can sign up for the Game Pass for $1, or get a PC to wait. But just buy a PS5 and be there. Just buy a PS5 and you will see the level of quality. It's a game changer. From the graphics to the gameplay, it's a whole new world, can't you say? I'm tired of the same old game, playing on repeat. Gotta break free, gotta find something sweet. And I heard about a brand new thing, a clean dream. PS5. It's the answer. Just buy a PS5 and you see the level of quality. It's a game
Thank you again, Grinders. And by the way, all the songs now will have the lyrics in the description. So for those that are getting the release songs and also the unreleased songs for the Ultimate Grinders, the lyrics will be in the description. So hit that like button, Grinders, share it out.